What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mindful Reality TV from a mental health perspective. We're here for our Sunday episode recap. All right. So I'm going to, where are we here? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm gonna figure this out later. I'm sorry about that. Because I'm trying to just post the StreamYard link really quick, and it's not happening for me right now. All right, invite guests. I'm gonna get to y'all comments in a quick second. Righty. Okay. So now let me jump into these comments really quick. Hold on. Good evening, Ed. Hi, Cass. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Tasha. I think I already said hi to you, Marshall, but hi again. Yes. Hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. This is the best Big Brother channel ever in existence. Better than Rob Has a Podcast, better than the best channel that you can think of. This is it. This is the place to be. Because guess what? How many of y'all know the people that you follow? How many of y'all get the chance to speak to the people that you are following? That they know everybody who jumps on their chat. I mean, granted, there's more people to know on other chats. However, I try to kind of pride myself on the fact that I know everybody, for the most part, who jumps on here on a regular basis. Couldn't have waited until my song finished. Hi, Ma. Hi, people whose names I'm too lazy to type out individually. Oh, your phone matches your tank top. It does not. Maybe it looks that way, but oh, you know what? I guess it. I was thinking of the clear case. I guess you're right. It is a shade of blue, so I'm wrong about that. Okay. Hey, Edward. Let's see who else I have here. Sometimes it's blue, sometimes it's red. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even realize I had people in my participants list. My fault. Tasha and Edward.
Hey everybody, what's up?
Oh my god,
Hey,
my
Edward.
TV.
Andrew, long time no see.
Sound off. Turn the sound back on. Okay, well, I'm just gonna sit here in silence because
Tina, also long
as soon as
time no
I
see.
joined, the TV shut off and the sound shut off. So now I can't hear anything.
You can't hear the YouTube? Is that what you're saying? Or what?
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear the YouTube?
No
Is that what you're saying?
program information. This
Or
isn't
what?
Why am I hearing myself like 5 minutes later?
Oh, that's me. I had to shut off.
Oh,
I have up my laptop because I want to see the chat. I can't see the chat with my phone.
Can you mute it then? Just mute
Yeah,
the
I did.
laptop.
It's muted.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Yay, we're winning. I'm winning.
Okay, so I wanted to get into a breakdown of the episode. I'm laughing because the first note that I have on here is about the narrator at the beginning of the episode calling Quinn Daddy Longhair. I was like, really? Daddy
Look,
Longhair.
can I say this before you get into the episode?
Okay.
I am so freaking annoyed how they portrayed Cam and Chelsea as if now they put them against each other when they are not against each other.
We'll get there. But
You
I knew
know,
you were
like,
going to say that, but we'll get
yes.
there. Okay, so at the beginning of the episode, it showed that MJ and Chelsea both said that they changed their vote based on Chemo's speech. So what do y'all think about that?
Oh, I mean, isn't Joseph a minority too?
Yeah.
I mean, what's your logic there?
It's the speech,
I was kind of split. Oh, go ahead,
It was
Tasha. I'm
just-
sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say it was what the speech was, what he was talking about. It wasn't like, I mean, I didn't
What's up,
feel
Jason?
any type of way when he gave his speech, but people who were in the house that are close to them, I guess Joseph's speech fell flat. So
I was like mixed feelings about whether that was true or not, but then when they
I
showed,
said the same thing. Yeah.
but I guess what somewhat convinced me was when it showed Chelsea apologizing to Cam about it later. But then I was like, is it just that she didn't tell him, or is it that nobody, like, it was a split second decision? That's what I was not really sold on necessarily. I don't know.
They also made it seem like MJ was the sole swing vote. Like if she
Yeah.
like it was her vote that mattered, and like if she voted I don't know. It made it.
That's funny.
It
Ed.
made it seem like it made it seem like she was the one who like made it all happen.
Right.
Right.
And you know that she was probably going with Chelsea at that point, not like she was a lone soldier. Like, I'm just making this choice on my own.
Yeah.
I thought that when she was voting, I don't feel like her voting actually felt to me like it was a split minute decision, a split second decision.
I think they knew. I believe that it was a late decision. That's what I believe. Like, I believe that it was something that wasn't, oh, we are for sure on this. But I don't think it was like we got into the speech and then we decided right then and there. Because I feel like that rarely happens on Big Brother.
But
Right.
it can happen, though.
It can, but do you think that particular speech? I mean, I know that he said representation and everything, but I didn't think that speech was particularly a swaying speech. Like, the speech was just, it wasn't a Taylor speech.
I didn't think that it was a swaying speech. However, because of the things that led up to his speech, I think that it could have happened the way Chelsie said it. She was already talking about making some moves of her own because she's been worried about everybody else and putting herself last. And she was like, she wasn't doing that anymore. So the speech could have inspired her to just say, go ahead. But it is suspicious that both of them did it at the same time.
Right, and yeah, I agree with all of that, and I also think that Joseph kind of was digging his own grave that week, also because he was saying so much, so it made it easy. Like, there's reasons for him to be out. Colleen says, I think they both use it as an excuse to vote Joseph out. Their whole bigger purpose baloney.
I was gonna say I agree with you, Mark, on what you said about the MJ and Chelsea situation. It's hard to tell if that really is the truth because, I mean, maybe the speech might have did something, but I also agree with what you and Todd said. I feel like they could, well, at least on Chelsea's end, she would have been thinking about voting out Joseph. And I think I even said this on Thursday night. The MJ one was a surprise to me, honestly. But I think Chelsie been thinking about it probably just like after the AI thing. or when the AI was going to happen.
I can't wait for
Well,
the double Vic either. And
yeah,
hi Milfman and Tammy, by the way.
I was just gonna say that I was surprised because like a few hours earlier on the feeds, Chelsea told Cam that she was voting out chemo. That's what everybody was saying. And so when she did this turnaround, I was shocked. Her
Mhm.
and MJ, but I I don't want to say that I bought it at first, but when because Chelsea is really not emotional or cry. I'll just say she's not. She's emotional, but she's not a crier.
Not a crier, yeah. Yes, yes.
And so when she was visibly upset and said that he actually deserved to be in jury, I believed her.
That's what I'm saying. Like when they originally were showing the first part of it, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't believe this at all. And then when they were showing the aftermath, I'm like, I know that certain people cry on command, but she does.
Mm-hmm.
She's not one of them.
Right.
She doesn't just cry for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But the next thing I have in here as a note, funny enough, was when it showed Leah crying and like hyperventilating when she was in the room with Quinn afterwards, like right
Mm-hmm.
after the
I
vote, and
realized
then.
she messed up.
But then it was just like, oh man, I didn't know that he would go home, and I'm like, but you didn't have to use the veto though. So
Exactly.
But let's just say, even if she did use the veto, which I think that she should do whatever's best for her game, and she thought that was best for her game. Quinn did not have to put her Joseph up, and
That too.
also she could have talked to, because he already told her before he put Joseph up that he was thinking about putting Joseph up, and she never fought for Joseph. So
they
it is her fault.
honestly they combined to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
So they both
Yeah.
sat in and cried about something that they could have 100% prevented.
I
Mm-hmm.
was gonna say, yeah, they are both responsible for that on that Joseph eviction because like you just said, Leah, she could have left the nominations alone, and then Quinn, he could have done anybody else outside of Joseph.
Quinn's HOHs have been useless for his game.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like
Completely.
I've been saying, trash can, trash.
Like he takes out his allies during his times of power.
It's been
That's what he does.
comedically bad.
What was that?
I've laughed at it's been comedically bad.
Me too.
Yeah.
I've been laughing too. I'm not gonna
Terrible.
lie, because I was like, this shit too funny for me.
I
So
feel
the next,
bad, but like
yeah,
it is still kind of his own fault. Like you kind of screwed yourself there, buddy boy.
Exactly.
definitely Ed. Quinn got weaker after every HOH for sure. For
Right.
sure.
Do you guys see a path for Quinn to win?
No.
Mm-mm.
Because
No.
Ed says he can make a case for pretty much everybody.
Oh, you must haven't seen the feeds today.
I was gonna say, speaking of fees, somebody told me something involving Angela, but we'll get to that later. I'll tell you about that later, unless you already know.
Okay, so the next part I have on here was Angela, doing her usual crying thing, telling
Oh my god,
people.
I gotta get this out of my chest about that. Go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry, I gotta get out of my chest after you talk.
Yeah, I mean, no, I was just saying, Angela telling Chemo, like, oh, I just didn't think that we had the vote, so, I voted you out. And he was just like, oh, yeah, I understand. And then it showed his diary room, like, yeah, I'm not buying that. Like, I'm not buying what you're selling. Go ahead, Edward. What were you going to say about that?
I know this might be a head, but Angela really pissed me off. She pissed me off after talking to Chelsie after she won that HOH. It's because and it kind of like reminds me of you try to be a human being, you try to offer some encouragement, and I understand been feeling, but it's kind of like you can't be like, and forgive me for cursing, but you can't be bitching about it every single time. This is Big Brother. You done this to yourself since week one, so like, stop bitching conversation about it and just accept it.
Oh, Edward, I wouldn't say that she's bitching about it. I think it's all a ploy. This is her strategy. That she does the
But it's
same song and dance.
annoying as hell and it's getting on my
Yeah,
nerves.
Yeah, it
it
gets
is
on
her
people's
strategy.
nerves,
I
but
agree.
it's her strategy, and so she's gonna continue to do it until the cows come home.
Okay, so now we're gonna get into the part that Tasha was itching to talk about, right? So it
I'm
shows
steaming.
so it shows Cam and Chelsea having a discussion, and she's apologizing to him for keeping chemo and not telling him and saying this is a last minute decision. I'm sorry. You know, she said to him, "You're the only person whose game I care about in this house outside of mine." So it shows Cam in the diary room saying, you know, he's upset in the diary room and saying words mean nothing at this point. And he was like, "You're about to see a different type of Cam playing this game." So
I'll see it when I believe it.
Have we seen a different type of Cam, Mark?
no,
Exactly.
Okay, that's
no.
She ain't gonna do shit unless he wins HOA. She ain't doing
well.
nothing. Cry me the river.
The thing about Cam is that he is he is very loyal. He's too loyal for
Yeah.
his own good. But she's the only one. He already told her that he only liked 5 people in the house anyway. And
Hmm.
so the 5 people that he liked was the ones that in the Pentagon. And they're all gone except for Chelsea. So where is he gonna go?
Yep.
But the thing is, they didn't show the part after she had got her HOH. There was a part where she went to go to her room, to the rock room to get her toiletries for the HOH room. And he was going on his way to bed. And she asked him if he was still mad at her, but she did it in these little puppy dog eyes and pouty mouth. And he was like, "No, I'm not mad at you. Are you still mad at me?" And she said, "No, I'm not mad at you." And so they squashed it. They are working together, and it looks, especially today, they were really working today. But we'll talk about that later.
I was gonna
I
say I need to ask you something about that, Tasha. But let's get to because that's before nomination. So, we'll talk about that later. But what's next?
Well, I'm actually skipping ahead because I have stuff in the middle, but I'm skipping ahead because it's just part of the Cam Chelsea part of it.
Mm-hmm.
How they showed this conversation towards the end of the episode, where Chelsea was telling Cam, if it was Leah or myself, I think that you would choose Leah. If it was like MJ or myself, I think that you would choose MJ. I think that you would prioritize MJ or Leah in this game over myself.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like,
I'm so proud of Chelsea for that part. Oh, go ahead.
and
I'm sorry.
he was like, "Are you drunk?" He's like,
Mm-hmm.
he was like, "I don't know what I have to do to convince you." And she was like, "You don't have to do anything. I'm just expressing my feelings."
But
So,
Mark,
yeah,
that conversation was about 10 or 15 or 20 minutes. It was a long conversation. It was not a short conversation. And they put it like she just came in and started attacking him, and she didn't. Well, she did attack him. But it was like I just think it was unfair. I think that they're doing her very dirty.
I agree with
making
that.
her look like this jealous person, which she is. She is jealous, but they're not giving the whole context of everything. So they're just feeding us what they want us to know about them, because they want Cam to be in a showman's with a Leah or a MJ, and I think it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous.
they gave
I
it to
agree.
yeah.
I agree. And actually, in reply to that, to Tasha, I agree with 100% you're saying. Honestly, and I think I said this a couple times before. This is why Chelsea's one of my favorites, because she's a really honest player and she can see through the bullshit when something does not seem right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think that it's possible that Cam might pick Leah or MJ over her, because at the end of the day, You're trying to win Big Brother, and he knows that if he takes Chelsie to the end, Chelsie would win over him because they got
He
nothing.
would never take Leah or MJ. Never.
To tell you the truth, I felt like, I mean, definitely know what you're saying, Tasha, but I felt like she used an opportune time
Mm-hmm.
when she's HOH
Mm-hmm.
to kind of figure out game and personal things at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I kind of felt like I'm not comparing these two, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying the power dynamic thing.
Thank you,
Remember
Sammy.
in season 24 with, was it season 24? Yeah. With Monty and Taylor,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
where it's like Taylor wins an HOH, and then she's having certain conversations with Monty a little more confidently, knowing that she has because you heard how she said, "What if I just throw up you and Leah next to each other?"
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I felt like, I mean, I know she is focused on the game, but she's also like, all right, let me figure out where he stands with me also. I felt like, yeah,
Oh,
that's cool.
yeah, but she still wasn't clear. And yes, Chelsie is very
Calculated.
she's
No?
calculate. Yeah, that's a word for him. But she is. You're right. She is trying to navigate it with their personal relationship and this game relationship. And I mean, I think she's still doing a good job with the game relationship, but she has kind of lost a little focus because she's trying to run up behind Cam. And I mean, even though I'm a Camsy fan, Cam is a single man. So unless you go and put up
That's kind of on it.
and
DPR.
tell him what your feelings are, you need to just, and if you're not gonna do that, just shut up and let him do what he's doing, play his game.
Yeah. So I don't know if this was really in chronological order. You could probably say this better than me.
Mm-hmm.
But right after that original conversation that they had where she was apologizing to Cam,
Mm-hmm.
it then shows Cam going to Quinn and being like, yo, guess what? It was Chelsie that flipped. And then he was like, that's so annoying.
That was at
So
the beginning. That was
at the
right
beginning,
Oh,
after.
please. Cry me a
Yeah,
river with that.
that was right at the beginning. That wasn't after she apologized. Was it after she?
okay, so
Maybe
they
it was. Maybe it was after she apologized because that's how he found out it was her.
so he kind of I don't want to say betraying her by saying that to Quinn, but what do you think of him saying that to Quinn and letting Quinn know that?
He was upset. I
Okay.
think that he has a right to be upset because you're his number one, and then you go and stab him in the back. So I get it. And Quinn they're all in a alliance together. So I get why he did what he did. But I mean, she did what she did too. So I guess tit for tat.
Yeah,
I
so
was
I guess
gonna say, go ahead,
yeah.
Mark.
No, go ahead, Edward.
No, you good, you good. I'm sorry, I be doing this too much. Go ahead, Mark.
No, all I was saying was that I was basically just saying, yeah, Cam was actually. I remember we were looking at the feeds at that time,
Mm-hmm.
and Cam was genuinely upset in that moment.
Yes.
And Quinn is like his friend in this game,
Right.
so I guess it was probably not even like I'm saying this to try to like rally against Chelsie. It's just like I need to vent.
Right.
His
Exactly.
number one person is the one who did this. So he's like, okay, Quinn is one of the people that he's close to. He's not, I don't think he's close to Leah and Mackenzie in that kind of sense.
No, he's not.
Right. So I think that Quinn is like his person out of who's left outside of Chelsie. So he's just kind of venting. That's how I
Right.
feel about that.
Exactly.
So what were you gonna say, Edward?
I was gonna say in hindsight to what you said, I definitely get your point on that. I also like to say we're now in jury time, so it's not like fine on the alliances, but at this point you gotta know eventually alliances are gonna have to be cut down eventually because we're getting like near to the end. And second, I actually do have a question for you, Tasha, and I actually want to hear y'all's opinion too. What did you think of what Cam said in the diary room that he said that should he be feeling the same way? You know, the discussion we talked about with Cam and Chelsea towards the end before nominations and stuff.
Feel the same way about what?
About what was it? About how should Cam should be trusting Chelsea because he flipped on her while Chelsea was talking about should she be trusting Leah.
Oh, you're saying, but the thing about it is, she did it for selfish reasons because she has feelings for him. So, and he is like, what are you talking about? I'm just talking to them so I can have them on my side, just so we can do what we need to do. What is this here? What are you talking about? I'm for you. So I don't know. It was just a and that's what he did say at the end when they finally talked in the rock room. One of the little snippets that they gave us, it probably was by accident because they've been cutting the feeds on them so much. He said that it was a miscommunication. So he understood at the end, but it was like later on after she got the key for the HOH room and she talked to T Core. So it was like probably like a 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning thing. Guys, don't judge me. Yes, I was watching. And so
Thank you for that. Trust me.
so they did squash it, and he's no longer upset with her, and she's no longer upset with him, but she is still jealous of MJ trying to push up on her.
Okay, all right. I just think like what Milkman said. Chelsea, like she needs to forget about that man and focus on this money at this point.
It's
But yeah, like
easier
I
said
said,
than done.
that's why I appreciate her. She knows how to read through bullshit, and I think honestly, I'm hoping that she does backdoor ire Leah Quinn and separate the game after what Angela told her in the live feeds.
I think that she probably does her best work when she's upset because the day that when she was really upset with Cam and she didn't speak to him for the whole day, she was making moves and to benefit her game. I say to benefit her game, but it was also to benefit Cam's game, even though she wouldn't admit it.
You
She
know,
was
that's
like,
something that's something I've actually noticed, Tasha. Like even when she's pissed at him, it
yeah,
doesn't seem to be like she's pissed and emotional, like, oh, I'm just gonna flip every like she'll say that kind of thing in just speaking.
right,
But it just seems like that's just her venting out emotions.
right.
But when you actually hear the game conversation she has, she's
Mm-hmm.
still sticking to the original game plan.
Plan, right.
The only thing that she has said when she's really mad is like, okay, if you guys go after Cam, I'm not going to go ham to protect him if that's
Right.
what's happening with the numbers.
Right.
But
I
she's
would
still not like, I'm going to go after him.
exactly. She said I would never go after him. I would never put him on the block. If somebody puts him on the block, if it benefits me, I will vote with the House. And if it doesn't, I will vote with him, but I will never put him up.
Colleen, would you like to explain your comment to me?
What, Quinn's path? About Quinn's path to the end looking better?
Yeah, I need her to elaborate.
Yeah, go.
Path to the end is looking better.
Yeah,
Better
we
than
do
Colleen,
need to talk about that.
I don't know, Colleen.
Colleen, have you seen the feeds? Quinn's, I don't know if Quinn has a chance.
I don't feel so. I mean, I'm not going to say, and it's not possible.
Right.
I just don't think that it's likely.
Right.
Yeah, exactly, Tammy. She compartmentalizes extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
Like she can feel hurt and she can feel whatever.
She's like a guy.
Yeah, right, exactly. Exactly. She's good at like just pushing those feelings down and being like, I still have a job to do, even though I'm upset.
Right.
And honestly, with the people that she set herself up with, the trio, as everybody calls them, right? They like her. Like you're a strong number 4, but she's still number 4. She's none of their number 1. So it's like they're working with her, but they're also like, okay, once we get down to a certain number, I'm just thinking this. I'm not saying that they said this, but that's just my feeling that they're like, okay, we'll chop her off after we get rid of Aaliyah, after we get rid of a Quinn, after we get rid of this one. You know what I mean? She's next on the chopping block.
Right. You know what Chelsie called them yesterday? She
What?
called them triplets.
The triplets. I just want to acknowledge this comment really quick. Thank you for the sub, Aquise Smith. Enjoying the live. I heard that Leah told MJ that Chelsie is jealous of the interactions with MJ and Cam. Leah told MJ that. Okay.
That might have been tonight.
And she said that Cam likes MJ, and MJ said no, he likes Chelsie.
See?
Oh, Leah said that tonight to MJ. Okay, that's interesting. And MJ was like, no, he likes Chelsie. Okay.
So Aquise, I'm gonna steal Mark's line. How'd you find this channel and where are you from?
Nice one. Give Ma a thumbs up in that chat. She knows me well.
Yes, Ma. Oh, wait a minute.
Give me a bunch of thumbs up in the chat, guys.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, we've been doing this over a year now. We know about it now.
Add an emoji. I don't know how to give thumbs. Wait,
I've heard that spiel about.
Oh wait, I think I found it.
1,000 times.
Where's the thumb? Where's the thumb?
I think the circumstance with the right Okay, Ma, you go ahead and read Colleen's comment here because she's responding to you.
Well, I think with the right circumstances, he has to win stuff and have other people in his corner win stuff where it benefits their game to keep him. Like Angela at this point. Well, I mean, that is a good point, but I mean, you literally stated he has to win stuff, and that's kind of like the big if. Like, if you put yourself in the corner to where you have to win stuff, I mean, everybody has to win some stuff to some extent, but like, he's in a position where he has to win stuff to make it to the end, and I just don't see it.
Yeah, and another thing is, he has lied to everybody in the game. Nobody trusts him. So who is he gonna? The only one that probably will give him a bone is Cam, but everybody else, they're done with him.
So okay, T-Core said that, but T-Core said it to Chelsie because I was looking at the one of the Twitter pages that I follow, and I was confused by that when she said Chelsie is her priority. But then I noticed that she was in the room with Chelsie and Rabina.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, that's why I feel like that was game. That's why she said that.
Yeah, I think it was game. T-Core, she has a great social game.
Social game.
But they don't realize that Chelsie is diabolical.
She sees through that.
Yes, she does, and she don't care nothing about that. Yeah, tell me all what I want to hear, right? But it don't matter because I already got my number 1 right here, and then I got MJ, so it don't matter. We're not going to the end together. We're not.
To respond to that, I was hearing that Chelsie wanted to rally Leah, MJ, and Quinn because it's like that's 3 people right there, and she's the deciding vote. So really, if she ever wanted to flip on the trio, at least at this point in time, she could.
Right.
If all of those people vote the same.
Right.
Whether she would do that or not, I don't know. But I just love the fact that I feel like she just keeps all her options open. And also, Tasha, I meant to say this too. I'm starting to believe what you said, I think on Saturday when you were on the panel, when you were like, I wonder if Cam and Chelsie are kind of gaming the rest of everybody about the holes in their relationship. Not like in a sense of they do have some real things that they have gripes about, but
Mhm.
just in terms of, oh yeah, I'm not necessarily loyal to Cam like that, or like, I'm
Mhm.
not necessarily. I'll form this alliance without Cam being in it, type of thing. But
Mhm.
then when they have their personal alone time conversations about the game,
They
I
tell
I,
each other everything.
I am starting to believe that yeah, exactly. I'm starting to believe, even though I kind of laughed at you and scoffed at you at that time.
Mhm.
When I
Mhm.
saw the edit, I was like, there's a lot of things that they're not putting in there.
Yeah, they tell each other everything. She just went and told Cam. That was the first person
Thank
that
you,
she
Holly.
told about Angela this morning. She went
Okay,
straight
so
to Cam.
chat and panel. Let me start here.
And
Angela versus Quinn.
Angela
Who,
versus Quinn.
who wins
Angela,
in an Angela versus Quinn final two?
it entirely
Oh
depends on who says
wow.
what. It entirely
Yeah.
depends on their. I mean, if the speech literally affected Chemo versus Joseph going home, as they claim, then the speech really would have a huge impact. Because
I think that Quinn probably. I don't think any. I think everybody beats Angela, to tell you the truth, including Quinn.
So how about Cam versus Quinn?
I think Cam would beat Quinn.
I think
It's
Cam would beat Quinn because of
mm,
better relationships with people.
right.
How about Leah? Leah versus Quinn.
I think Leah beats Quinn.
I think Leah beats Quinn also. What do you think, Ma?
for I'm
For
I
either Cam and Quinn, and also Leah and Quinn.
I mean, there are relationships, but like, what moves has Cam done?
Um,
I mean,
I
you
can,
have this. I mean, you do have a social game, and that is a huge part of it. But you also have to have like move. You have to have like moves that you could like claim on
I
too.
mean, but you throw an HOH in there,
I mean,
but you're saying based on
it
right now.
depends on who he gets out with his HOH. I think whoever takes out a Chelsea or a T-Core, I think whoever those people would be, I think they have a good chance to win.
who has a good chance to win?
You
Oh, you
said
talking
anyone who
about?
takes
Whoever
out Chelsea or
in
T-Core.
theory, if
Oh
anybody
yeah.
were to take out like a Chelsea or a T-Core, I think they would have a shot. Maybe that
And
would be Cam or Leah, but I'm not.
and whoever takes her out, they need to because she will have a lot of sway with the jury. Have to have great jury management with her, but she's so emotional. I don't know. She'll probably be upset because if you try to touch Chemo, if you try to touch Rabina, she gets upset, and I'm like, that people have to target you guys. You guys are a trio.
You're from
Virginia, Ma.
Virginia. Let's go. Where in Virginia are you
Oh,
from?
Ma, look at you.
Look
Well,
at you, and you're the one who asked that question too.
I don't want like your actual home address. I'm from Virginia too. So, you know, it's nice to have another fellow Virginian. I am from the Winchester area, which is the very top, but my college is 80 miles down 81 near Harrisonburg, that area.
When
So,
Leah would come after her in the next round, the three would want to take Chelsea to 4. I'm just signed because there's just so many. It's just like this 3 thing is annoying to me. That's why I'm sorry. I've been saying this for a while now. Like, why did they let those 3 get in there together?
But
Because
it's not the ones that and who was in charge. It was T-Core, it was Tucker, and I mean it's not Chelsea's fault or whoever else was
not
who else was
Chelsea
in charge.
specifically, but just the whole house. Like one
Right,
of those 3 should have been out.
right,
But then I get what you're saying. Tucker was dominating for a while,
right.
making sure that those people were not at risk of going.
Exactly.
And then when he got out, we had 2 weeks to jury or something.
Mm-hmm.
So that is true. It's not like they had tons and tons of shots. Rabina got herself off the block, but I just felt like what's his name? Chemo should have gone. Just from the number standpoint. Like I know that people don't trust Joseph, but just from a number standpoint. That's just me.
I do think that Chemo should have gone. However, for Chelsea's game, it was better for Chemo to be in the house because T-Core is protecting her. Therefore, Chemo is protecting her. Joseph would have been targeting her, even though Joseph said he would have gone after Quinn and Angela first. But still, that's somebody that he would have to watch out for. And then you have another snake in the house, aka Leah. So I get why she changed her vote at the last minute.
They make it. I mean, the show, the produced show, is making it seem like Chelsie is obsessed with Cam, also, and even the feeds, because they're not even showing any of the Cam side. They're not showing. They're showing very little of these personal conversations, and they're just showing Chelsea's recaps to T-Core and like Rabina and Chemo sometimes.
And you know that this was what I thought about earlier, that what I think is also happening is that not only are they purposely are not showing the feeds, but they're not showing it on the edits either. But they, instead of them, don't you know, when they asked, had Chelsie in the DR, and she's talking about her relationship with Cam, I think it was last week, they never had Cam come and say, get into the DR and respond to it. So which tells me that they brought him to the DR, asked him a question, and it wasn't the answer that they wanted, so they did not put it in the show.
Yeah, that could be true. That could definitely be true. His answers are probably not. They're probably not problematic enough, if I could say that. Like they want something to be really dramatic.
Like I don't like friend zone.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they want, friend zone from him, and he wasn't given that.
Yes.
But do you guys think Chemo would beat Angela? He's probably not even gonna make it through this week, let alone the finale. But like,
he doesn't have to.
Yeah, he has.
Well, they're on the block together, so one of
wait a minute.
obviously they can't both make finale. But like, let's say they were both in the finale.
He only needs 4 votes. He already has 2. Yes, he definitely will beat her, because I think Chelsie will vote for him.
I don't. Chelsie. I guess so. Yeah, Chelsie. I don't know about Cam though.
I think Cam will vote for him.
I think.
Angela.
Yeah, just because it's Angela. Because if I was thinking of just the resume, no. But I think that a lot of people are tired of Angela. That's the only thing I can. That's the one reason I would say that he might win over her.
All right, you think we got like a, and I guess not a bitter jury, but like a biased jury?
I think that the only person that, there's 2 people that no, half and half. I think the only biased one would be what's her name, T-Core. And because I think that Rabina's level-headed, but I do think that she will vote for a friend. But I think she is level-headed. Quinn is another level-headed one because he's a super fan, so he knows how to vote. He's not gonna.
I don't think he'd be a bitter.
Exactly.
And what do you mean by I sound good? Do you mean my mic quality, or do you mean like the actual shit I'm saying?
Oh, what happened to Edward?
part of Tucker. He said his sister had his phone.
Edward's been gone for a hot minute.
Yeah,
now.
you
It took
just
this
noticed
long
that.
to realize.
Well, I wanted
After
to
that-
say something before, but then I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he said he typed in the comments that his sister had his phone.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't see that either.
Cam and Leah beat Quinn. No previous
Leah
season
beat
proves strong social games can win. Well,
Wait, no previous
Taylor's
season.
season.
Right, Taylor, she had a strong
That
social game.
reminded me. That was hilarious when Chelsie and Angela were having that conversation where
Mhm.
Chelsie was telling Angela she's gonna put her on the block, and then she's like, "I've been on the block like 5 times,"
Mhm.
and Chelsie was like, "You know who else has been on the block a bunch of times? Taylor Hale." Number one, I thought it was funny, but number two, I actually wondered if that was a production special.
Mhm.
Because you know how we've been seeing that in, on online social
Yeah.
media that people have been
Obviously.
saying that.
They
Yeah.
had the chips at the end, so obviously production
Yeah.
was
The chips part. Well, yeah,
Mhm.
okay, I'll be the Taylor Hale and she eats the Lay's chips. I'm like, they really did that.
Yeah.
They just want us to know that they're orchestrating this like 1,000%.
Exactly.
She didn't just come up with that.
No, she
If
did
Angela wins this season, I actually might apply for Big Brother.
Do it.
not.
We
I'm
will.
only doing it if Angela wins this season. I'm not
Okay,
even old. I'm
then it's
technically
not
not even
happening.
old enough to apply, but when I do, if Big Brother's still on by the time I turn 21 in 2 years, I'll be applying.
You think Quinn is gonna win too, MILF man? Wow, you switched up.
I can't wait till you guys make a panel about my horrible gameplay.
Cam only likes white women, but I heard on live when I was watching it with my cousin who has the feeds, and he had. Sorry, it's so small on my phone. I'm on with my phone.
I'll
He
do
and,
this, yeah.
he and Cedric was talking about the woman that they like, and Cam said that he did.
I've never heard that. Interesting.
You're all good. We love the chat. Oh, you're probably talking to Mary.
Well,
We
they
already
are
used
talking to
Mary.
Mary because they added her, so.
That's facts. I don't know to which part because I'm behind on these comments.
You're always behind.
The trio.
Oh my gosh, they said that Cam
Matt
just told.
Matt Jagged Bowie.
They just said that MJ just told. I mean, Cam just told MJ that he does not like her.
Oh, right. You mean like right now?
Yes, right now. But why did he tell her now? She might.
That's weird. Yeah, weird timing.
Oh my
of all
gosh.
times.
Why would he tell her now and she holds the power to take somebody off the pull somebody off the block?
Does MJ use the veto? We're still trying to figure that out. Colleen says no.
I don't think she will. But...
To form one brain.
She says that she would. She was happy about it if it was Quinn coming off the going on as Rena, and they had decided that they would do Quinn.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that.
How far is that from you, Ma?
Newport News. That is like East Virginia. I'm in the West.
Yeah, I don't know. Even though I have my cousin lives in Virginia, I know nothing about Virginia. She lives in Stafford area. Let's see. I will keep it a secret. I'm way behind. Holy. I found my comment that I typed like 10 minutes ago.
What?
444 is my lucky number. I look at that time on my phone every day. Kind of like y'all in 420.
I was born at 11:23, which in military time is 23:23. So I guess 23 is my lucky number. Maybe it'll be the age I go on Big Brother. Ha, kidding.
Vanessa was able to wiggle the Os twins at final 6 while Sari couldn't win over because of the comps though. Question. So in the DR, Chelsea said she really wanted to win HOH for safety, but on the feed to us, she said she didn't want it and even tried to throw it at the end.
Yeah, I think production kind of, I think a lot of Chelsea stars in particular are very orchestrated by production. But that's just my thoughts. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you are behind on the comments.
Yeah. The comments are hot today, though. Thank you, y'all.
About the bitter jury, and we talked about that
Yeah,
5 minutes. Well, you did win the first AI comp, but then Angela won 2 HOHs, so I don't know. It's not necessarily, and with the AI arena, he had less competition to win the comp, so it's not. I mean, AI arenas are still impressive, but I wouldn't be that impressed about an AI arena win if you were using that on your
Sorry, Edward. I'm going to do that right now. As you can see, I'm super behind on the comments. Go ahead, Ma.
I was just saying, if Kima were to say something if he were to make a case for the AI arenas, I mean, it's not. I don't think AI arena wins are that impressive compared to
I agree.
Yeah, because I mean, you're only competing against 2 other people, and you have to compete, or else.
Get out of here, Ed.
Ed, you sound like Prince with his shitty ass tape.
Oh, we got Big Brother Brian in the building. Thank you so much for that super chat.
Wow.
Subscribe to the channel. And oh yeah, Operation
I would never use
BLT.
No, I wouldn't. I would never use the Big Brother bathroom. It's so disgusting. It's so disgusting. Everybody using one bathroom. Ew, it's nasty.
Much love to you guys. Angela needs, yeah, Operation BLT. So if you ever go on Bry's channel, he is obsessed with Leah. And I say that with peace and love, but he is obsessed with Leah.
Yes,
and he really wants to go on this date with her.
Yes, he does.
Hey, if you want to have booger eaters and earwax eaters, that's your problem. You can have her whatever.
Come back. Oh, you're already here. Okay.
I'm back. I'm on my tablet.
Hold on, Edward.
Brian likes who he likes now.
I have to ask you something. Are you fat?
Mom! Hey, what are you doing?
I can't bring company around you. I can't bring company around you.
Different type. And
subscribe to the channel, Bri. I mean, subscribe to Bry's channel, everybody. He's convinced that she's gonna just fall in love with him.
Oh. Wait, how many subscribers does this Big Brother Whatever.
More than me.
Oh, I don't know.
Because I hear all of you talking about him all the time.
Yeah. He I've gone to his lives a couple of times.
All right. Well, we need to. Maybe I'll check out his channel. We can collab.
When I go on his channel at night, he's like, "Look at Leah taking out that trash.
Oh
Isn't that sexy, everybody? The way she just ties up that black bag, and the way she washes those dishes."
Oh Lord!
See, he's a man that appreciates certain things.
He was like, ungrateful house guest, just leaving her to do all this work. I need to treat her like the queen that she is.
I know, Brian. She is always cooking.
This guy is Leah's biggest.
Cooking and cleaning.
Didn't say that. Stop lying to these people.
I think lied to. I'm not convinced to subscribe to your channel. I can't subscribe to a liar.
Damn, Mom's on it today.
I'm on it every day.
No, but she's really been doing it because I've noticed because of his channel. I don't pay attention to any of that, But when he started saying that, I'm like, she is cleaning up after everybody and washing all the dishes and stuff. You exaggerate, man. Yeah, I mean, just a little bit, just a little bit.
Okay, well,
I
she
might, I
Oh,
might,
wait,
I might
like you.
wait. Let me just say this. Now it's saying that
PayPal of a
Cam
girl.
actually did tell Chelsea that he liked her. See, what did I tell y'all?
Who said that?
What?
I'm reading Twitter.
But who's it saying said that?
My
Stop turning on.
my peeps,
Cam said
my
that
peeps.
to somebody.
Yeah, Cam told that to Chelsea.
Oh,
And Chelsea had repeated it that Cam told her that he liked her. So that's probably why
I'm
she's been
so
chill
over
the
this.
last day.
did she pick her nose and eat it? My group is always the booger patrol.
BB Bry Club? Maybe. Maybe. I mean,
Ma got a show tomorrow. Join her.
yeah, 6:45 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern time. You better join.
No booger eating shaming. They people too. Yo, y'all kill
Hey,
me.
listen, Ma knows when the fire shot we need to be. So you gotta give her credit.
Oh God, no more. Yeah. Oh God, no more boogers or earwax, please.
Oh my gosh, look at
She
all this
hasn't done that
paper.
in a
I'm
while though. I haven't
Consider
seen her.
investment in
I haven't
Cam's love
seen her do
life.
that in a
I have
while.
negative investment on Cam's love life. I do not give a flying fuck who he
But
fucks.
I do. But I do.
Well,
Okay, Ma.
Bri said, "Hey, she is human and she owned it."
well, you know what? Life is sad if you care about other people hooking up.
Bri, this is not a lie or an exaggeration. You said that you would be in that group with Quinn and Joseph. You said that. I was on your channel when you said it. You were like, if they're simps, I'm right there with them. I'll be a simp for Leah. However, no, they're not. They snot demons. Oh my goodness, Cass. Cass hates people who eat boogers, by the way. She shames them and she hates them. She does not tolerate them.
Cass is a queen.
Oh, Cass. Hey, Cass.
Cass hated
Cass, Tucker eats boogers.
Oh no. What a dilemma, Cass.
Wait, Tucker eats boogers?
What a dilemma. See, Brian knows that I'm telling the truth here. I don't lie. Ever.
Shakira. If we recap Love Island, we are not doing that on this channel. We're not.
Can a simp be a handyman too? What does that mean?
I don't want to entertain that idea.
I actually don't understand. Yeah, a simp can be a handyman, a doctor, a lawyer, a basketball player. He wipes them in his shorts.
Cass, you got it.
We're really discussing this right now. We're really going there.
Cass, you gotta just.
Oh, he does. Oh my god.
That visual was just not necessary. He wipes them on his short. Oh, she seems nice, but booger eating crosses the line. Right. I'm sorry that you came to this. We weren't even talking about Leah before you got here. That's the funny thing.
It's his own fault. It's his own fault. I'm not.
Yeah, we were done, and then
this literally just happened because you got here.
Exactly.
It's your damn fault, boy.
Looking up on Urban Dictionary now.
Dusty.
I'm saying sorry to you because obviously this group is not big Leah fans like that. I was trying to say Cam likes Black American women who will be passionate about Black American culture.
Didn't he say that earlier?
Yes, I believe so.
Well, you said that he. She said that he likes Black women.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Well, he told Chelsie. It was a whole conversation with Leah and Mackenzie tonight, and Leah was trying to tell her that tell Mackenzie that the reason
All right,
why
I'm gonna
Chelsie
get out of here.
that Chelsie, yeah, go Ma, that Chelsie has been weird around them is because Chelsie is jealous. And so
Why
she
can't
says
they just
because
handle stuff like adults after Big Brother's over with and Cam can decide who he wants to be with?
no,
Like,
because we want to see it. Okay, I don't want to see anything else. I don't want to see a Robina and what's his face Tucker. I do want to see Cam and Chelsie. So let me keep going. So Chelsie, Leah told her that she's doesn't like it because Cam likes you, and MJ said Cam doesn't like me. Cam likes Chelsie. So if she knew that Cam liked Chelsie, why was she pushing up on Cam? She knew that Cam liked Chelsie, but she's pushing up on him.
oh dang, I left. Oh, I'm sorry, Tasha. I got distracted.
That just burns me up. We supposed to be coming together, not trying to tear up relationships. Okay,
I agree. I agree. It does.
Wait, Ma, I ran Ma out of the off the panel.
Didn't she say she was leaving? I thought I heard her say I'm getting off.
She said that we weren't talking about a showmance. We were just talking about a like man.
No,
Or it might be what Oliver said to her. I don't know.
Ma,
Okay,
come
Pastor
back.
Community,
We were only
community
talking
is
about
real.
we were talking about a like man's, Ma, not a showmance.
Oliver.
Ed is delusional. Delulu, Ed, Delulu. Okay.
The reason Ed is saying that is because Ed predicted that relationship at the beginning of the season, so he wants that. He wants to manifest that.
I guess.
I guess this is one of she is one of those touchy feely girls. Like, oh, Cody, and what was her name? We just were talking about her the other day. I forgot that girl's name that Cody was.
His wife, but his wife wasn't on the show, was she? Was she?
No.
Oh, okay. Tucker is not. Well, Tucker was their cast. Okay.
He said, "What about Cam? Our boy Cam wants." This guy stays on this same comment. I swear you made that exact comment on like 10 lives in a row.
Tasha, our boy Cam wants both vanilla and chocolate ice cream. Well, let me tell you, MILF man. He now wants chocolate ice cream, and I'm all for it, okay?
Oh man. She had to go as past her bedtime.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Oh yeah, which Cody? Because no, but I know which Cody she's talking about because it's season 16 when he was always cuddling with that lady who people were calling Nicole earlier, but I can't remember her actual name. Christine, I think. Christine, I think was her name.
Yeah, I heard that Cody, a lot of the girls like Cody. And they were flirting with Cody.
YouTube really hates you saying MILF. You know what? Since I'm on here on StreamYard, I never even see what gets blocked. So I learned today. I didn't even know that gets blocked. I think Cam ran at MJ though. Technically, I like Cam and Chelsie together. Did he? Who started that flirt, man? Tasha.
You know what? I just saw him. I don't know who started it, but it started during Tucker's reign of terror. And so I don't know who started it, or maybe Cam probably picked up that she probably liked him and he just used it. But
Milkman, who is your boo? We didn't know this. Breaking news.
Oh, Milkman, who do you like?
Christine never got
Brian.
He's not denying it, so we need to find this out. This is bigger than Big Brother.
I know, right?
We gotta follow him on all his different channels that he goes to discover this mystery. Vanilla isn't all that bad. I love chocolate. Yes, milk. Oh, we got some Milkman fans in the building tonight.
Yay,
Oh,
MILF
oh,
Man.
you're talking about retro? That's funny. Shout out to retro. I wish she was on here, but she's got a crazy
Yeah, I was
schedule.
gonna say I saw him on Retro's live chat like a couple hours ago.
Oh, she was on earlier? Okay.
Yeah.
I missed it. Yeah, so what's happening now? So the other thing I was going to mention was some stuff that I was looking at before the episode came on, where it was like, I'm trying to figure out what direction the what did you call them, Tasha? The triplets?
Yesterday, Chelsea
Chelsea
called
said
them
that.
she called them
Hey,
the
boys.
triplets.
What direction do you think that they're leaning towards in terms of which others that they want to work with?
They only want to work with Chelsea, Cam, and MJ. Everybody else can go.
High voice for the voiceless.
So they're good with Leah or Quinn being backdoored this week.
Leah or Quinn. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is Quinn an option for Chelsea? Did she say, I mean, is she considering that?
Because Cam thought it was a good idea. At first he said Leah, but then MJ convinced him that Cam was the best option. So when he told her that Cam was the best option, she was good with it. You know she's gonna be good with it because that's her man. She's gonna go with her man.
Hold on, let me see this comment. It seems like in this episode he was hinting that he don't care about MJ in that way, and it's just he said that. He wasn't even hinting. He actually said that.
Right.
To keep him and Chelsea safe. I think they accidentally showed his DR because it don't fit her edit.
Right.
That's kind of true though. That's kind of true. I think if the trio gets much further, the rest of the group is, I agree, they need one of them out. They need one of them out like next week.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, I'm okay with this week, but next week they definitely need to split. I agree with Mary. Let's see, Quinn's been running his mouth a little against Chelsea. He's a star to undermine Chelsea game yesterday. I think that's been happening, honestly. He's gonna be thinking of it.
I think Chelsea would love Mackenzie to win like an HOH, and then for her to take a shot at one of them.
Yes.
For her to be like, "Oh, it's out of my hands."
Yes. That is exactly what she wants. She wants somebody other than her, and that's the smartest move.
Or Cam. Yeah, she wouldn't mind Cam doing it either.
Right.
That makes sense. I mean, I'm with what you said. Honestly, I would love to do it myself. But hey, if somebody else want to take that shot for me, hey, let's blood my hands.
She'd probably preferably want Cam because she probably feels like she would more be able to trust that he would do it. But secondary, probably like a MJ. I feel like that's part of why she's working MJ to make sure.
That's a big if they'll do it.
MJ?
No, well, I said that's a big if on Cam. MJ does make sense to do it. I see what you're saying on that part, but Cam, that's a big if.
Quinn has been running his mouth a little against Chelsea. He is starting to undermine Chelsea's game yesterday. Quinn's been giving, yeah, he has.
Yes.
Quinn is dangerous for that. He's with everybody. And the person
he's like a nosy. He's like really a little bug.
People are comparing Chelsea to Danielle, but to me, yeah, some people have said Vanessa my last couple of lives. Some people did say she's giving Vanessa. I'm so behind. I've been busy with other stuff this week. I need to get back into the show. Yeah, Big Brother is like that. I missed like half a day the other day, and I felt like I missed a lot. Brooklyn even said in Tucker's lot, by the way, y'all, this has nothing to do with this, but I just I got a DM earlier today that they're doing that. Ozda's doing a live eviction night party in New York on Thursday, like a pop up party that I didn't know about. So I'm thinking of going. And she said that
Ooh, that sounds fun.
She said that Brooklyn is going to be there. Brooklyn from the show. She also said that she sees them going on a date, and I wonder if Tucker would go. Actually, he might, because he's here. Cass, are you still here? I'm gonna tell him that you said that you hate his guts.
Oh, you know what? That's gonna be fun.
You know. Yeah, she's here. Bri doesn't care. He doesn't. Bri doesn't care about what. I missed something. I don't know if he's gonna be there. That's just a guess. I mean, I think he might, because if he's in New York, it would make sense. I've been listening to y'all and watching Facebook groups. Are you watching the feeds right now, Tasha and Edward? Because I don't have them on.
I'm not.
I've been listening to y'all. I have a long drive tomorrow. Yeah, I tend to listen to a lot of the stuff when I'm either in the car or while I'm exercising. Let's see. Cam and Chelsie teaming up on MJ about using. So they want her to use the veto. Bri, did y'all talk about T-Core and her enemy, the bird? What is that? Hold on. You guys are bringing up a backdoor on Leah. Go live, bro. Let me say hi to him. If you put in like a $200 super chat, then I'll let you say hi. Aside from that, I'm literally going to tell him. There's this person named Cassandra who hates your guts and says you eat boogers. Whoever thinks Chelsie is close to Daniel has been snorting too much coke.
Oh.
Daniel? Oh, Danielle. I was like, who the heck is Daniel? I watch BB at work too. A lot of people do. I mean, I do, because how else will we get Big Brother updates during the day when work is going on? When the bird left her a present on her head. Really?
Oh.
That. MJ and Chelsie discussed a Leah backdoor today on the feeds. Well, that's consistent with Chelsie. That's what she has said to treat.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I watched from somebody on YouTube. They said that and I think I think I already said earlier. Angela planted that on Chelsie that her, Quinn, and who else? T-Core and a few more who are gunning for Chelsie. So that's what Leah is made. That's why Chelsie is considering.
It's because you keep spelling it Daniel. It's not because I didn't know who Danielle is. You're spelling it like Daniel. That's the reason why I was like, who's that? Cam is push. So Bri, do you want to jump on the panel?
Ooh, yay!
Hold on, let me throw the link just in case he wants to jump on the panel. Because I had a question for you.
Huh?
Like, what reason would they have, right, to trick her into using it so that Chelsie can put Leah up and not tell her the truth about putting Leah up?
I don't know if they're gonna do it. They're talking right now, and it looks like they are possibly gonna do Quinn, and they're just trying to figure out what's gonna happen afterwards. So it looks like it might be Quinn and not Leah.
I'm down with that.
And I prefer Leah, but I think Quinn is probably
I
the
didn't
better
even know
option.
that was a legitimate option.
Yeah.
For them.
Yeah. I think I think because of his compability, he's probably the bigger target. I just don't like it because strategically, Leah's very manipulative. And so I think that she likes to plant a lot of seeds, and that's very dangerous. But I mean, if you split them up, who is she going to report to? Angela, the one that just ratted her out this morning?
Right, I put the StreamYard link in there. All you have to do is click on the link. Milfman Nicole got the guys and the money. The thing is, I can't dispute that, so whatever. I don't like her, but I can't dispute the fact that she won a season and she won reindeer games.
Oh, you're talking about Nicole
It
Franzel?
is what it is. What it is.
I don't really like her though, and
I
I
don't like
haven't
it
seen
either.
her season, but I didn't like her on reindeer game.
Well, she did the Angela strategy. She just won a little more.
Yeah,
She was good with the tears.
yeah,
She's amazing with the tears.
yeah, and I didn't like it. Maybe that's why I didn't like it. I don't like people that use tears, weaponized tears. It's annoying.
Rye, are you having trouble there? Are you still there? Hello, hello, hello.
He's not in your backstage.
Oh, here you go. I think here he goes, right? Let me see. Big brother, that must be you. At the stage.
Hey, Brian.
We're loading. Doo, 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 doo. Hey, there he is.
What's going on?
The man of the
Hi.
hour. The man, the myth, the legend.
Hi, Brian. How are you?
Hey,
Applause,
hold on,
applause, applause.
I'm hearing all of you in a background. Let me shut down my OBS for a sec.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I think we're good now.
Oh yeah, that sounds better.
He wants to get back at everyone who was talking about his girl. That's why he came up here.
Listen, we have to tell the truth, Brian. I'm sorry.
My girl.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, brother. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. I'm so glad you joined the channel. It's the first
Thank
time
you.
that we've
I'm honored.
collabed.
So, what's your perspective of your lady love?
I'm sorry. I'm still having a little techno issue here.
Okay.
Checking some windows. Sorry. I haven't tried this kind of link up before, so.
That's
bad.
okay.
Okay, that should.
Is it echoing for you or something?
Yeah, I'm echoing real bad.
Still?
A little delay.
Got you. She is, Ed. I agree. I definitely agree, Ed.
What did Ed say? Oh, manipulative.
Yeah.
Leah is manipulating everyone. Yeah, she's good at it.
She's good at it. She's great at it. She's dominating the social game.
Yeah.
She's having people make moves for her without even really being in power like that.
And having people give her information without even just, I guess she's just batting the eye. But she's like, you just stand over there.
Do you have your YouTube open?
I think I'm up to date right now. I think I'm not hearing myself back. So I think
okay, perfect. Okay, so what do you think of the current going on? So what's happening right now?
Well, at least from what I could hear as I'm listening to you guys and them at the same time, it sounded like to me that Cam was kind of pushing MJ, not pushing, but leaning her, is using some sort of force to kind of say, well, we want to, maybe make that move this time. This might be the time to make that move for Quinn. Mm-hmm. And the way they've been talking before this, I'm Admiral Akbar in Star Wars right now. It's a trap. It's a trap. This is a ruse. They're trying to put Leah up because that's what they've been talking about.
Yes.
They've been talking about Leah as well, but they've been talking about Leah more. And Chelsie feels I think, maybe a little threatened by Leah more than she does the other way. So
Yeah, but
we'll roll the dice with Quinn.
this afternoon, well, this evening, they Cam told, they were talking together in the backyard, and Cam told her that Quinn, that MJ had convinced him that Quinn was the better target, and Chelsie said she was okay with it. But Chelsie she wants to push Leah in. I think the trio wants Leah out also, and so that could be another reason why maybe they. I don't know if they're going to end up back, but I don't think that they should do. Personally, I don't think that they should go behind her back and do it, because that's going to sever a tie. You don't want to do that. She's being cooperative. Let her do it and not go after Leah. Go after Quinn. She's the bigger threat.
Yeah. And Quinn, if you don't mind me saying it, Quinn, I think is a little bit of a rat. Yeah, you just can't.
I agree.
That's a nice way to say it. Yes.
And
He got a
especially
big
when he
mouth.
has his hair wet, he looks like a drowned, wet sewer rat. A ginger one.
By the way, there's some personal spice to that. Y'all don't know this if you haven't been on his channel. There's a little personal spice to what he's saying, even though there's truth to it. But the description comes from a personal, place. I got to put that out there.
Okay.
Because when I said about how she said she has this little crush on him now, Brian was not happy about that.
Hey, Brian, can I ask a question?
Please, go ahead.
So, right now, who is your favorite player in the house and who is your worst player?
You shouldn't have said favorite, but go ahead.
Well, okay, I'll start with the worst. I respectfully have to say Cam. He is furniture. He's furniture. But I will say this at the same time, and I guess I'm hedging my bets by saying this. There is so much parity in the house right now when it comes to the talent in the sense of comp wins. There's really not one person that stands out because Tucker's gone. So there are other people, and I'll even say Leah included, that have equal amount of comp wins as Cam. But Cam, up until a week or two ago, wasn't talking game with other than his bros, and that was it.
He's dogs at the crib.
Yeah, please, I know. But yeah, I think that he's right now the worst, but there are others that are close.
I respect your theory on that.
Hold on, he was getting to his best though. I want to know your best.
And I'll make this real quick. The best I think is arguably Angela. She's got the confidence. She's got the 2 HOHs. She's been pulling on the heartstrings of people. She's had two different people use the veto on her. And where do you see that? Where else do you see that? Where somebody just keeps going week to week, but still wins a few comps and still gets vetoes used on them. She's a special kind of person. That says
you definitely got the special part, right?
That's just my own humble opinion. That's it.
I understand what you're saying. She is on my nerves, but I get what you're saying.
I have no use for Angela. I need her gone too, but yeah.
Well, can I just say that, yes, I do understand that Cam has not been making moves. However, he does have a good social game because he's there. People like him. And he has the last week and a half, it lit a fire under him. So he has been talking game, and even he did get Chelsie to make up with Leah and MJ, because he was like, we're gonna need them for numbers. So he has done a little bit of something, right?
Absolutely.
But to me, if you're gonna talk about bad gameplay, it has to be someone like a Quinn. He has horrible HOHs. Yes, he is a super fan, but he is terrible at this game. And he really, his biggest mistake was to tell T-Core and Chemo that he had an alliance with the Pentagon. He should have kept it to himself and still had the visionaries. If he would have kept it to themselves, the Pentagon probably would have still, Cedric would have still been here. But I think he would have been able to navigate through the game a little bit better, and Tucker wouldn't have never exposed them.
If I may, I would like to add to what you just said, because if this were a jury roundtable, you just convinced me to go to Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the fact that you're right. He did those things. And when he had the deep fake veto, which was basically the coup d'etat,
Mm-hmm.
for free, he told Angela before she even put up noms.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the worst moves I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And so, the Quinn Martin productions, as far as I'm concerned, lately suck. They're not the Quinn Martin productions from old days back in the TV. This is he's crap. You're right. I agree. I retract my previous statement of Cam completely.
And also, you know what? I don't really think that Angela. He did tell Angela, but in his defense, he thought that he was gonna be working with Angela.
Right.
And the fact that nobody
It was too
believed
early.
Angela, but nobody believed Angela when she said it. I blame all that on Chemo. Chemo told Tucker right away because he had a crush. It was all of this stuff happened because of Chemo. Chemo needs to be evicted this week.
Chemo did a lot while Tucker was there, for real.
Yes.
It's like people forgot because Tucker was his identity for a while, but he was just spilling everything to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tucker was Chemo's kryptonite. That's the best way to say it.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of learning about Chemo now, and he's just going on the block all the time now. I feel like Chemo would have been gone actually a while ago without Tucker being in the game.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Good point. Yeah, Chemo got himself out through the AI arena.
AI arena, that's right. Yep.
And and I thought, wow, he's a target already. Damn, what did he do? But he was able to scrape, and I'm honestly surprised that he made it to jury. I thought I picked him early based on interviews that he was going to be the champ.
That was nice. That was nice of you, Ed. I'd never seen this one before.
Oh, my brother never be helpful.
Oh, that's awesome.
I wonder who gets those memberships. I've heard that they go randomly.
Yeah, they gave it to Shauna.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, she was gifted a membership by Ed. Let me see. Are there more?
Thank you, Ed.
Ed is awesome.
He's a G.
Chemo is there for a jury vote. He'll be gone soon. Hi, Christopher. Yeah, I don't think Chemo is going to make it to the end.
Oh, also,
hold on. My cat. Yeah, go ahead, Doctor.
Chelsie, she also got a membership, gifted a membership, and also
how do you see that?
It's in the chat.
It shows it in the chat. Okay.
And also, it looks like Nick Shorts BB. Is that Remix? I can't see it because this thing is in the way. Got memberships. It looks like 5 people got memberships.
I'm seeing it now that I'm looking on my other phone. 5 memberships. Colleen. Oh, I thought Colleen already had one. Maybe it was on the other channel. Veracity, Voice of the Voiceless, Nick Shorts, and Shauna. Oh, she'll be happy about that. She's not on here right now, I don't think. Yeah, but what's going on in the feeds right now?
I'm seeing just about everybody getting ready to eat. At least 7 of the house guests are in the kitchen and dining room area.
Yeah.
Leah is doing most of the work again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
look, saying that.
okay. All right. Brian, let me tell you this. So I was looking at Leah cook yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
She cooked. Did you see she cooked chili yesterday? But she had hot dogs in it. What kind of mess is that? Who puts hot dogs in chili? I'm like, what is going on?
As I will just say here, I hope this is as politically correct as possible. The only angle file on the panel here, that's a white person thing. That's a white person thing. It's like, you get out the Hormel chili, the can.
Yes.
You cut up some Hebrew national hot dogs, and then you throw that shit in there, and you mix that up.
Brian's hilarious, man.
It goes a mile, man.
You are hilarious.
But they said that it was good. They were saying that how good it was. So I guess.
What were they going to say? I mean, I'm sure it was, because it was made with love. Damn it. No, they're just enjoying themselves. They're just hanging out, watching her work. Well, I mean, I'm enjoying that too. But she's still in her pajamas. She's still in her pajamas.
Oh no, she changed because she had on her. She just changed into her pajamas. She was in a bikini and some linen.
Oh, that's right.
Earlier.
Yes, I do remember. Yes, yes, I was lost in time there. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah,
pool floaty and all today. Yes, I did see that.
If you want to know what outfit she had on, if you want to know like whether she was washing the dishes clockwise or counterclockwise, you can count on Bri for that information.
Wax on, wax off. That's it. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Brian looking for his boo.
But you know what, Brian? I was looking at I don't know if you've seen the Royal Tea podcast with Big D, Tiffany, and Hannah from season 23.
I've noticed it in the past. Yes, I haven't watched it.
I was looking at it, and Mimi from last season joined the panel for their latest episode, and she actually made me feel like Leah is playing an amazing game, just like how Tasha just convinced you right there about Cam.
Oh,
actually made me feel like Leah is playing an amazing game, because she was like, if I'm young and if I'm beautiful and if I'm just I have these guys just wooing over me, she was like, I'm going to use my feminine prowess as well to let these guys just come and bring me information, and I'm using it against them and they're not even realizing it. She was like, work with what you got, girl. And she was like, Leah is working with what she's got to work with. So she's like, she's playing an amazing game. And I'm like, you'd have to hear her say it, because the way she said it was like, she is gaming. Because at first I was like, she's not gaming. She's just walking around the house and the guys are just following her. But then I'm like,
no, she's definitely gaming.
She's gaming.
It's very subtle, but she's gaming. People think because she's flirting that is not. They kind of try to compare her to America, but I don't think it's close to America. She's very calculated. She,
I'm dead at that comment.
She did it at in the beginning, and she tried to turn all the guys, even some of the girls, were kind of wrapped around her finger.
I know. Brian's commented, because there's been a few nights recently since I found that saw his channel, right? That I'm looking at the feeds and I'm like, this is boring. I'm going to bed. And then I go over to his channel, and the way he describes it makes it sound like it's way better than it actually is. Especially when they were playing Jenga, I was done with that. Like, I was done with that game an hour ago without that commentary.
No, did you see last night's feeds though, Mark?
What happened last night?
Oh, it was so much fun. They were playing all these different games. They were playing Truth or Dare, because you know they ended up getting some alcohol.
Yes, I did.
Oh yeah, they got drunk.
I did see that.
It was so much fun. The feeds were like lit last night. I enjoyed it.
I'm not.
I heard that Tika and Rubina got into it because Rubina yelled out something about her being a shield over T-Core.
They didn't get into it, but
Yeah, that was a little
T-Core
while
did
ago.
cry. What happened was that Rabina said that she made a joke and said that she's her and Chemo are shields for T-Core.
Yeah.
And T-Core, it hurt T-Core's feelings, but she was like, "Don't be mad about it. I understand, but that's what we are. We are shields for you, right?" But T-Core was like, "But you're my friends." But I'm like, T-Core, this is a game. They are shields for you. It's the truth.
It's the truth. Yeah.
And plus, she was under that Henny. So anytime you got liquor in your system, you never know what you gonna say out your mouth.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because let me tell you, on the they also played Kiss Mary Evict.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it got a little spicy. You know what I'm saying? You know, Chelsie telling
Quinn was about to
everybody
kiss
that.
Rabina.
Huh?
They said Quinn was about to kiss Rabina.
He wasn't. He said that Tucker would try to hunt him down. And you know, Tucker was watching.
Tucker posted that in his, Tucker posted that in his Instagram story. He's like, you know, I'm watching you feed Quinn.
He sure did.
Oh shit.
He sure did.
Oh, I already put that one up.
Hey, may I something here?
Go ahead.
Just a question for you guys. I don't know if you've talked about it recently, but did you guys happen to see the interview with
Joseph?
Yeah, on Taryn and Rob has a podcast.
No, I didn't see that one.
I probably watched some clips on different ones, but I don't think that one.
I didn't hear
I've seen a few, but not
who?
that one specifically.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
I kind of thought, and I don't like to say this normally when it comes to other podcasters, but I thought they treated him like crap.
Wait, who are you talking about?
He said that an interview with Joseph by Taryn and who else?
Taryn and Rob.
Yeah,
Rob usually does
the Friday morning interview.
He usually does the interviews. Him and Taryn.
Yeah, I mean, Joseph was a little bit. I guess, how would you say it? I guess just not too cooperative with answering questions, but they didn't fail to just kind of crap on him a little bit. About everything.
Rob is.
Yeah, go ahead, Tasha. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No, you weren't. I'm sorry. We were just a lag. There's something there. So go ahead, please.
Oh, I was just saying that Rob Taryn is more of the straight guy, so he's gonna kind of hold back. But Rob is the one that he wants to be funny. I do think Rob is funny though. He has dry humor, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I suppose. And I mean, yeah, Joe didn't play the greatest game at all. Actually, he didn't.
He was the weakest link, to be honest.
Yeah, he didn't win a comp at all. I mean, when he left the house, that left everybody looking like comp beasts. So
yeah, no, that's the thing that I've been saying about these this last group that's here. It's not usually the case where they're so even. There's usually one or two that are significantly ahead of everybody else when we get to jury. But now it's like somebody wins an HOH and all of a sudden they have an argument to win the game.
Yep, it's like what I say. It's like parity across the board. It's like looking at the NBA where all the teams are equal. It
was crazy. And on your channels when I realized, I was like, Angela has the best resume if we're just talking resume only. But then people are not terribly far behind her that they can't catch up to that either.
Exactly. Right. I mean, we saw back in 20, Casey Clark rip off how many wins in the last few weeks, which propelled her to the championship. So up until 4 weeks before the end, she wasn't looking like the likely champion. It was looking like Tyler the whole way.
Mary said Rob was trying to make jokes and Joseph was not swinging back, so it was a little awkward interview.
I gotta watch that sometime.
Yeah, but Joseph seems like he has this personality where he likes certain people. He's like kind of a little stiff than what we've seen in the house.
They were
And
mocking him, she said.
I don't think that I feel like he is bitter that he was let go.
Very.
And even though he's trying to say that he's not, but I mean,
Yeah, from the interviews that I saw, Brian, because I didn't see that one, but I saw his interview with Taylor. I saw his interview with I can't remember, but there was like 3 or 4 people that I saw him do exit interviews with, and he's like, I'm not really mad. I understand it's Big Brother, but I think that Quinn is making stupid moves, and I think that Leah is making stupid moves.
He's bitter and delusional. That's all it is.
Who do you think is playing the best game? They're playing all right games. I don't really think anyone's playing a great game, but they're all right. Like, that's the general attitude that I've seen him have in all of his exit interviews.
And then he's like calling Quinn a kid. And I'm like, isn't Quinn 25? You're only 30, dude. Like, relax, okay?
Well, I loved how he called out production and saying how they planted the Dr. Will stuff on him.
Ed, you gave me the rest of your money. Ed is a saint, y'all. Ed only had just enough money in his bank account, and he was like, I'm going to give the last of my money to give 5 memberships to people under.
Oh, that's so nice of you, Ed.
Everyone drop a heart in the chat.
That is great.
Ed, that's sweet.
But you know what? I don't really like Joseph's attitude in general. I didn't see the interview, so you're probably right about that, what happened in that interview. But I remember Joseph very early on talking to, I forgot who it was, but he was like, nobody really likes T-Core like that. So, it's a good thing that we like him. We like her because, she's kind of on an island otherwise. So we could just pull her in. Like, the way that he just felt like he just had this overinflated sense of importance at all times.
Yep.
And at the end, I feel like he just got humbled really badly.
I know that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I remember him talking to Leah in the bedroom. This was like early on in the season when him and Leah started talking, and he was. They were comparing. They were actually bashing Rubina, and he was like saying how he didn't like most of the people in the house. He only liked the few people that he probably would hang out with, and I don't think.
Oh yeah,
I
saw that interview.
Yeah, he was like, they're not the type of people that I would like to hang out with.
He said Angelo's not his cup of tea. He's like, yeah, he said a lot of them he would not hang out with outside of them.
Quinn is a cool, he's a cool kid, but he's not somebody that I would want to hang out with outside the house. He liked Cam. He liked young Cedric. He liked, who else did he like? But it wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
I said, can I say this real quick after? Oh, go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, hearing his exit interviews, I'm wondering how this season is going to be with each other when they get out of the house. Because some seasons, the people don't like each other when they leave. And this season, some of them, it's setting up like that, I feel like.
I don't think so. I think that they were all one, even including Tucker. It was Lisa, Tucker, Brooklyn, Matt.
Tasha, you were the one telling me that they were talking about Tucker and the things that he was saying in the house.
Who? But they were on live recently, like a couple of days ago. All of them were on live and they were talking about the season. And so, I mean, when they get out of the house, and they seem like they were cool. Maybe Joseph won't be, but it looks like everybody else will be. I think the only one that that Angela probably won't talk to is Lisa, but I think she actually likes everybody else in the house.
Lisa. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy eyes. There was a lot of like. There's a lot of stuff that happened this season. So, I mean, the remaining cast is cool, but from the beginning, it was just like so much personality clashes. It seemed like.
Right.
But who
Okay, I
knows?
was gonna say,
Yeah,
here's
go
what I
ahead.
was gonna say about in hindsight what y'all saying. My thing is, where was all this energy coming from? Because you seem all nice and cool while you were in the house and on the outside, but during those like last few days in his house before he got evicted and seeing all these ex interviews, he's acting like a complete and forgive me for cursing. He's acting like a complete bitch, really, like a punk. Like, where was all this energy that you've been? Where all this energy come from? Why you didn't say while you were in the house?
Well, the energy was in his cockiness. He thought he was the greatest ever.
Yeah, but I know what Edward's saying is because when I was looking at all his conversations towards his last week, he was talking to people. He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry if I came across like this. I really love you. Outside of this house, it's just a game, but you're a really good person. Blah blah blah." And then he comes out and it's like, "No, I don't like anybody. I don't like any of y'all. Y'all suck at the game. Y'all suck at life. I don't like you." So I'm like, it's inauthentic. It just comes
he's
across.
He's
Yeah.
he's
fake.
just in his feelings. No, I think he's just in his feelings. He has a right to be in his feelings because he wanted to play the game. So he's a little
How?
bitter.
What? Okay, I'm not even. I'm gonna. Wanted to play the game. I'm like, what game did he play? I'm trying to
Oh,
figure that out.
he actually, to me, okay, you guys dumping on Joseph. However,
He
let me just
deserves
say
it
this.
though.
Sasha, you're
Let me
raising my
just say,
blood pressure right now.
let me just say this, that he did position himself in the house. That young Cedric's blindside actually, he benefited from it. The reason why he is on the outside now is because his number one Tucker had went home. But remember at the beginning, he was with Angela and Chelsie. They were in a good position, and then until Angela blew that up for him, so it took him a week or two to recover. It's hard to recover when somebody blows up your spot. So it took him a couple of weeks to recover, but when he had got himself in a really good spot with Tucker and being his number two guy or number one guy, because he'd been working on him since the beginning, and unfortunately he was taken out and he couldn't recover fast enough when he was going, when Tucker left.
I'm
So
glad you
Well,
made
he
that
done that
point.
to himself though.
No, but I'm glad you made that exact point because I feel like Joseph and also Chemo were
mhm.
just latching themselves onto Tucker. So I feel like I don't give them individual points
Well,
for
of course, he's a rat floater. That's a rat floater.
most tough, be tough, be a super fan, had your dream crush, and people are clowning you. And probably at that point, Tucker, a super bad player, AFP. Are you talking about Joseph? Oh, you had your dream crushed. Okay, I got you. People are clowning you. And probably at that point, he knows that Tucker, a super bad, that he's going to get America's favorite player. I got you.
Hey, Brian, I want to ask you about this. If I don't know if you guys saw, but Mark did like a mini live earlier today. But
Okay.
this, I want to get your view on this because this is also hindsight of one of those interviews. He's like making some accusations about how Tucker said like disgusting
Racist stuff.
things or something related to it in the while he was in the house. What is your view on that?
Okay. What disgusting things?
Well, I'll just clarify what he's talking about.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so I was just basically saying, you know how earlier in the season they were saying that Leah allegedly said racist things to Chelsea and made her cry, right? But we didn't see any of those things, but that's what people were saying. So
Okay.
then I made a live. Now people were saying, okay, now it's clarified. Tucker is the one who actually said those things, not Leah, because Leah made comments on the feed that she was protecting Tucker and he was saying things that were, I forgot the word, but so they
Derog-
pinned, So they putting that on him now. So what I was saying is I'm kind of tired of the fact that
That's why I'm going to take the derogatory comment.
I was derogatory state comment. She called him Mr. Derogatory. Yeah. So I was just commenting and saying, I'm tired of the fact that production is not actually showing us what is being said. So now people are like, A plus B equals X. You know, like we don't know what Leah said to offend whoever. We don't know what Tucker said to offend whoever. And people are jumping off the ledge and actually giving specifics that we don't have. So that's kind of, I was saying I was annoyed with that.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, yeah, that's a production's fault thing. But go ahead, Bree. I'm sorry.
No, I with that situation, I am aware of it. Yeah, and I did hear it, and I think most people would agree that that's not Leah. I just don't feel that that's her, but we don't know because production has been overproducing and hitting the damn fish button every 5 effing seconds that somebody says something or something that production goes, did they talk about that person? I don't know. Fish. Bang.
Exactly.
And every 5 seconds it's fish. It could be a pool match between who's playing right now. It's Cam and I think T-Core. They could say something. I guarantee it'll go to fish and somehow during this pool match.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Oh, they're playing pool right now.
They are, yeah. Now MJ and Chelsie are up in the HOH. MJ sitting on the toilet bed.
I can't stand it. It's so much speculation. It's just annoying to me because I can't look at something and see someone crying and then hear like a little snippet. Oh yeah, that time when this person said this, and then it cuts to the fish, you know, whatever, the be right back screen.
Like,
And then I'm
where's
like,
where's the reel? Where's the receipt? Like,
see, this is the issue that I have. Yes, they do cut the fees quite a lot. But if you're going to teach in that moment, you should teach, right? But the thing about it is that you allow the house guests to talk freely. So if you're going to allow them to talk freely, you can't cut up the fees every time somebody says something. You can't, and you have to allow people to, if they're uncomfortable with the language that's being used, you have to allow people to say what makes them uncomfortable, and so it can be corrected.
Yeah.
And
yeah. I'm sorry. Go continue, please.
No, I'm done.
I was just going to, follow that up by saying, CBS says, even Julie Chen herself says, unedited, unrestricted access. Bullshit.
I hate when she says that.
She every time she says, I go, Chenbot, change your programming. We need to get a different tune. And we have not had a season. Let's just say this: it feels like it's Lent throughout the Big Brother season because we always get so much fish. We're on a steady diet of fish, and I'm like, okay, is it Easter? But they are doing the worst thing. Season 15, the Aaron Grimes effect has destroyed Big Brother in the sense of the feeds.
Yeah.
They put all the prerequisites up saying you may be offended by this or that and the other thing. Don't hold it against us. But they still edit the hell out of it and they keep the unrestricted, unedited access away. What happened to season 8, season 9, season 10, season 6, where there were fights and there were name calling and all the things Evil Dick said? And I mean, where are the good old days?
Yeah. And then people are coming on the show too, thinking about their image as well. Because you'll hear those conversations. Oh, I wonder if this is going to look this way. Oh, I'm worried about my edit. People didn't used to talk like that.
They kind of have though since season 1. I mean, even when it famously was said, I don't know if you guys recall this or this just shows how long I've been watching, but even season 2, Kent, one of the R.I.P. Kent, one of the two that's departed. He said famously to Julie Chen, and she cut him off real quick in the live eviction. He said, well, 12 of the 14 people in this place already have agents. And she's like, well, let's talk about that. They've all been agents ever since 2. 1, no, because they got a whole bunch of nobodies for that one. No offense to them. They were good people, but the game has changed. And CBS has let it go to shit in some ways.
Well, I can kind of see both ways also, because there are a lot of fans that are trying to get some of these house guests fired from their jobs, and just trashing them on social media. So it's threatening one of the guys. I think he was, what was his name? The one.
Zach.
Yeah, he's been getting, his family and him have been getting death threats, and it's just totally uncalled for.
Oh,
that was disgusting. What I watched that whole Zach Rantz video from last week, where it was a cry for help, I think it was called.
Yeah,
and I truly felt for the dude, because I did not realize. I mean, I know people have made a joke of him and talked about him as a joke in chat rooms and everything ever since I was first covering Big Brother back in season 20. And I'm like, yeah, they're still goofing on Zach. I'm like, wow, okay. It's been 6 years. Shit.
I'm surprised about that.
10 years and still getting hate, and his family, his grandmother, his brother, everything. It's just so gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People get just way too into this stuff like that. And even this season, it's not at that level. But when I saw the whole online thing about people contacting Angela's job and trying to get her fired from her agency as a real estate agent,
that's awful.
I was like, what? For what? I don't even like Angela, but that's crazy.
Right.
That's awful. Yeah, she shouldn't. I mean, this is a damn show. It's a game. And yes, they tag the name reality to it because, yes, it is reality to a certain degree.
People are just miserable. Like they'll reach out to people's families, and they'll find out where they live, and it's just weird. Like they're, I don't know,
it's
upset.
It views them honestly to me. It kind of when you see stuff like that. It's nothing but really trolls and internet thugs that are so obsessed into somebody that they're designed to destroy somebody's life. And honestly, I hate that, and it makes and that's why it creates so much distrust in a person in the world. I really hate how it's coming into effect in reality TV. At the end of the day, she's still a person. At the end of the day, where you like her, McBurr, where you don't. At the end of the day, she's a human. You gotta treat her with respect.
And I'm like, if you look at, I was saying earlier, like if you look at Angela compared to villains of this show of the past, she's not even close to any of them. Like, it's just not even close. So people are always looking for a villain. It seems like.
There always has to be a villain when you have to have a hero and a villain. It's any story. You need that. You can't just have all catalysts. You have to have your occasional protagonist. You have your antagonist. It's all part of anything.
But you know what, Brian? What I was saying in my live earlier too is that the show is protecting the show, but overproducing, as you called it, does not necessarily protect the house guest.
No, because there's the speculation that's open to the lack of context that we're not getting that context.
So the fans will plug in the context if they don't have
there you go.
Yeah,
that creates false accusations, stuff like that. Oh, sorry, Bree.
It's not just that they'll be like, I wonder what the context is. They'll be like, I saw this conversation on Tuesday, and then I saw this conversation 3 weeks later, and then this person said this thing today, and all 3 of those things connect, and it's because of this. And you're like, that's a lot. When you didn't see any of that.
It's kind of like playing the game telephone.
Yeah.
But in a more twisted way that people just take 10% of what they heard and 10% here and 10% there, and then they add up to get to 100%, and then they make their own story.
Yes.
And the same could be said, and I'm not trying to get a higher level here in the discussion, but what I'm just trying to say is you see the same in the political world or in the news world or anything else like that.
I was thinking of that too, actually, at one point. And these little things that they speculate about could ruin people's actual lives outside of the show.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there have been multiple people who have lost their jobs.
Yeah.
Well, I forget his name, the guy that finished third back in 17 when Andy Herron won, the guy that looked like Yukon Cornelius. Came in third.
What's that big dude name? I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the guy that was from the Island of Misfit Toys in the reindeer movie there. Yeah, but he was a choo-choo conductor or whatever. He lost his job because he said something.
Spencer. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you. Yeah, he said something out of pocket. I think Gina Marie lost her job. I think even Andy Herron might have lost his job too, and he won the game. But
oh wow,
and that's all 17. I mean, that think about 15, think about 19, think about
right.
Every one of them from Aaron Grimes up, 15 up. There have been at least a couple of people per season on average that have been losing their jobs for various reasons, whether it be correct or not.
Yeah, and you know the thing that I always say that's interesting for me about Big Brother and the way that people talk about things that happen in the house and things that people say in the house. I'm like, how much do you know about the people you work with, like the people that you live with, the people at your job? If you were in certain environments with them, you might, and you're just in there and you're not working. Like, I mean, I guess you could call Big Brother work, but you know, I mean, they have a couple of competitions a week, and then they have hella downtime where all they're doing is just talking. So it's just like you're getting to know and hear more about these people than possibly even people in their actual day-to-day lives know. So I'm like, oh, this person is so horrible, but I'm like, you put yourself and like 15 people that you think you know extremely well in that environment in a house like that. Give us nothing to do. We have like a pool table, a kitchen, and an exercise room. And there's nothing else to do except for like a couple of competitions a week, and we're just sitting around. Somebody is going to say something that sounds crazy, offensive. You're going to hear some political or religious view that you are like, this is just, I'm so shocked that this person thinks this way. You know what I mean? So I'm like, these are just regular people like y'all. I don't see Big Brother house guests as these elevated people that I'm supposed to hold on this pedestal. Like, oh, they're never supposed to say anything that is offensive or ignorant. You know what I mean?
We all have our own opinions, whether they be the right ones, the wrong ones, indifferent ones, whatever. There are opinions, and even if there's something that the masses don't agree with, we're still entitled to them. Even if
I hate that part too.
But I don't like the idea of people, and I think this is where the problem with the system with the show has been, is that with casting, Alison Grodner, she wasn't doing too well for a few seasons there, and then she left, and she came back, and since she came back, it's been different. Why? How? I don't know. It's good. I love the diversity in the cast, but the people, you know, they're gonna keep getting their voices squashed, and let them get their pants caught down while they're on the show. If they're gonna say something out of pocket, they have to realize they have to pay the consequences for their actions. I
strongly feel that way. You're accountable for whatever you say. Don't cut it out. Don't tell them. See, I hate when the feeds go down when something like that happens. They cut it out, and then the feeds go down for hours, and then you hear these conversations where they sound scared to even reference it. Oh, why are you crying? It's about the thing, right? You know, that thing that was said earlier. Dun, dun,
Mhm.
dun, 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 dun,
Yep,
dun.
yep, yeah, always without fail. And as soon as you know, somebody says, "Oh, did you see that thing during the comp?" Went, "Bang." Yep, same
They
thing
did
all the
that with
time.
they did that with Luke. Because I remember when the whole Luke incident happened
Oh,
last
mm,
season. I remember like right after that, every time somebody was in a room and they said Luke's name, they pushed that button so fast.
yep. It's as if they shunned him from the house, which they did, and they should have, because that hate speech or intolerance that's not kosher with me. I mean, that shouldn't be kosher with anybody. Um, so, but the thing was, he made the mistake. He's got to those words. They were what they were. They're awful.
And then the thing about it too, right? When somebody says something that's they shouldn't say ignorant or offensive or whatever, and you're just like, my solution to that is to just let's not talk to this person and pretend that they don't exist.
Yeah.
There's no chance after that that they're going to want to change their behavior, or it's a little chance, let's say, because I saw Luke afterwards. He went on live and he was real nonchalant and kind of joking about it. But I know that it wasn't because he thought it was funny. It was because it was like everyone already, they just cut me out and nobody wants to talk to me and I've already been labeled. So I'm just going to keep going with it and try to like go with the flow of making a joke out of it. Where I'm like, they don't even try to, okay, let's educate this person. Let's try to see if we can let them know why this shouldn't be said. You know what I mean? They don't do that. That's what I don't find.
Well, and right, and I hate to use the example again, but Aaron Grimes, because she's patient zero when it comes to this situation. When you think about it, because she said some of the most offensive things into multiple and about multiple groups in season 15, and Julie took her to task. I remember when Aaron got evicted and Julie tore her up, and the only thing she didn't throw at her was the comment she made about Asians. She threw the rest at her,
Oh
but
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
so Julie held back a little, and I was like, "Well, damn, Julie, you should have let her have the whole thing because she deserved it." And you see now that she even tried to poke her head into the BB universe this past year. Maybe you saw that, and people were just like, "Go away." She she went yipe yipe real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But she's got her own niche now, and I'm glad that if she's come along as a human being and is a more sensitive person,
I don't know.
um,
Yeah,
that I hope that she's been able to be a better person, and the other people that have done the same things or similar things, I've hoped that they've been able to learn from their mistakes.
I don't know if you watch other reality TV shows aside from Big Brother, but
Here,
a little bit.
a little bit here and there depends on what it
Well,
is.
what drew me into reality TV in the first place was The Real World. The Real World was the first reality TV show that I watched.
For sure.
And what I loved about it was they literally just held up the camera,
Yep.
followed them around, and whatever they did and said is whatever we saw on the camera.
Yep.
And then, we just got to watch this uncensored version of somebody coming from Utah, somebody comes from California, somebody's from New York, somebody's from wherever. They have different backgrounds, political views, races, colors, whatever. And they put them together in the house, and it's like, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And I was so drawn to the real time reactions and interactions between these people who had never experienced people like who they saw in the house. And other shows that I started watching after that, same thing. That's what I loved about it. Just the unfiltered view of how these people were going to interact, whether they were going to connect with each other, surprising connections that you wouldn't expect, or personality clashes where people fought, or ignorant things that were said, and then people would hash it out or not hash it out and not like each other. I just like seeing it raw and uncut.
Yep.
We
And
don't
that's how old TV used to be, but now
we don't get that anymore.
somehow, some way, I kept mentioning Aaron Grimes, but there's something across the whole system of TV where it's not just Big Brother 15 that did it. There's something across the system of television where certain words now or certain things that were said, people can't be exposed unless you have them on a recording and it's a newsworthy quality story. You know, if it shows, though, everything has to be antiseptic, and that's not reality.
Yeah. And there was a big thing that happened on the challenge, one of the recent challenge. Not a big thing, not a big thing in the grand scheme of things, but like a big argument on one of the recent seasons of the challenge. So there was people that were claiming that one of the house guests in there said some racist things to another one of the house guests, right? So they showed that there was some kind of an argument, but they showed very little of that argument. The people that were there and doing their podcasts afterwards, because that's another thing that happens.
Okay.
We don't see anything, and then the people come out and say, "Oh, but what you guys didn't know is this and this and that," and they're saying that on their podcasts. And I'm like, well, because we didn't get to see it, I don't know. You're saying one thing, this person is saying another thing. What's true and what's not true?
Yeah. There's just no transparency.
Yes.
And that's what we had before was transparency when the feeds were there from season 1, season 2, all the way up, and then we got to the age of the age of the video warning coming up on the feeds.
I agree, Mary. Just still show it. If it happens, just let us see it. Let it play out.
Right. Let us see it. Let it play out. Give us the warning. Fine. That's good. Okay. You need to do that on warning labels on cigarettes and FCDs or whatever, albums, whatever. I mean,
another vlog. I remember another vlogger a couple of seasons ago was like, "What does that thing even mean anymore?" You know, that disclaimer that pops up when you turn on your feeds.
Yeah.
Like, what does that even? You're not even showing us it anyway. So it's like, what's the point of even putting that disclaimer there?
Right. Yeah, and now it seems like it keeps getting longer every year. Like I think you're going to have to scroll down and hit "I agree."
Yeah.
I think you're going to have to do that to start watching it. You're going to have to show your ID to watch. Whatever. Yeah.
Oh.
Debbie!
Hey, Debbie. I know you from his channel. We've been speaking for the last week.
Look, Debbie, I made it on TV.
That's hilarious. You might have to click it. I agree. I bet you that will happen eventually. Funny enough.
What? Oh, yeah, hit the "I agree" thing? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. Prove that you're 18. Prove that you've taken certain sensitivity courses. Yeah.
Oh, the sensitivity, the things that people get mad about and think that people need to be canceled for is just insane. Insane to me at this point. Oh, we have no tolerance for that. And I'm like, that wasn't even anything like the world that I grew up in compared to the world that I live in right now. I can't say anything. I feel like I can't say anything sometimes.
Right. I mean, somebody says one thing, and that one thing, they're like, "Well, what do you mean?"
Yeah.
And it's like, "Well, what do you mean? What do I mean? I just said, did you not hear the words?" It's like what is it, Chris Tucker? Like, do you not hear the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yeah.
That's yeah.
They're so quick to have a reaction to it. You can't even explain yourself sometimes.
No, you
let me
can't.
give you an explanation. I'm not trying to hear an explanation. Okay, you're canceled.
Yeah. I mean, shit. I mean, it used to be back in the day that if somebody had to do something, like Pee Wee Herman getting caught in the theater back in the day.
Yeah.
If you know that story, that canceled him for a bit. That took care of him for a while. And that was in the 90s.
Ooh. Hi, Debbie.
Well, I have about maybe 10 more minutes that I'm going to be on here because I got work in the AM.
I was gonna say me too, but
Where
this was fun actually. It's
Are you gonna be going live, Brian?
I'm not quite sure. I might. I'm going to see what's going on with the house right now. Angela's kind of just laying by herself near the pool, away from everybody else. I'm just going to kind of scour those feeds for another hour or two for sure, and see if there's any movement. There probably will be, so I might go back.
If you happen to go on, I might jump on there if I'm still awake. But I want to thank you for joining my panel. This is the first time.
Hey, it's been a great honor, and thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Can I say just one more thing before we go? I'm
still on here for a little bit more, so go ahead.
Yeah, I do want to, because I want you folks to understand something now. There are some things about this Operation BLT that you need to understand. Now, the other night during the feed, I'm watching it, and Leah is talking about the list of types of things in a man.
I saw that, Mark.
She goes, okay, I've dated a guy that's about 300 pounds.
Oh, here we are again. Okay.
Hello. Okay. Right now, 303, and I'm on the way down. I've lost a lot. Yeah, I know. Get ready. There's more.
I've heard this before. That's why I'm yeah.
Now,
letting you go off. Go off, Brian.
She likes so she's okay with chubby guys. Clearly 300 is chubby. She's okay with any age. She doesn't mind age. It's not a thing. Okay.
Also, she's a cougar.
Okay, so here we go. There's that. She likes a guy that can be smart and funny. I hope I have at least one of those two ticked. Maybe. Hopefully.
I would say you're smart and funny.
All right, thank you. So there we go. There's 4. Now, every individual that she has given the friend zone to, and they give the red stamp on the screen, that's one more in line I'm going ahead of. So I'm up the charts with a bullet. So it's for real, man.
However, does he do this every year, or is this like a first time thing?
Me doing this?
Those who are from his channel, is this a first time thing, or is it she's just a special one, or do you find someone every season?
No. See,
is it the first time?
Complete honesty. First time that I've had a feeling for anybody on any show for any reason.
Look at it. Look, you got a hashtag.
I like it. Send that to Chen
Ria.
at Moonves at CBS at etc.
Calling them. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. The point makes sense, but it's just like so out of this world that it's hard for me to just wrap my. But logically, it makes some sense. You know, you do fit those categories that you are listing.
And you know what though? Maybe Bree, you can be the right guy for Angela to tame her when it comes to things that she say. You can tame her.
Angela.
Hey, I'm gonna throw my weed at you, dude. What is with that? Come on now. That's nasty. Come on now. By all that's holy shit. This is the Lord's Day. Why are you talking like that, son?
Brian, look at all this love that you're getting over here. Like people are listening to you right now.
Brian. Oh, you got a name.
See what you made me do?
They gave you a name.
They all gave you a name.
Bria.
Everybody's calling it Bria.
Hey, we're shipped. Hey,
Bria.
We're getting shipped now. That's good. We're getting shipped.
He's completely being honest. You got to know him to understand.
I will tell you.
I didn't ask if he was being honest. I just asked if he had done this before. That's what I wanted to know.
I will tell you, folks, honestly, I've never done this before, and this is my first season back to doing anything with Big Brother in 5 years on YouTube.
You jumped in seamlessly.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And it's been difficult because when I came back, I lost my wife in 2023. She passed of cancer.
Oh, condolences to your wife.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. So of course I was not looking or showing any interest in anybody on TV or
Yeah.
looking with any interest in for that matter, because I was completely happy with Sue, and she was amazing. And last season, I barely remember even watching it because I was just numb from everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is not something that just was on a whim. I just all of a sudden, I'm like, after about 10, 14 days, I'm watching these feeds and I'm just like, huh, wow. And I'm really authentically just mesmerized by her, but not in an unhealthy way.
Yeah, weird. We get what you meant.
I need that to be 100% clear and transparent to everybody. I'm not going to be that creepy guy who's going to be stalking or, hey, Leah, did you change your mind yet? Yeah, I'm not going to be doing that shit.
By the way, because nobody knows our rapport, I was not being serious when I said he was obsessed with her. That was a joke.
Yeah, I knew you were. I knew you were just.
That was a joke.
I knew you were joking, and that's why I laughed about it. And I knew that. I feel you, dude. I know how you.
Bree,
yo,
I apologize. I'm sorry about that Angela joke I made. I'm sorry if that offended you. I do apologize.
No, I think it was funny as hell, man.
Brian.
That's funny, man. That was funny. I love that. That's why I joked and threw my.
No, but I get it, Brian. I lost my dad last year. Wow. And during that time, Big Brother didn't matter to me either. Yeah. So getting back into it was kind of like something to take my mind off of things. And, the community and the camaraderie and the comments in the comment section, like, this is more of a real thing to me than it is to others, I feel like. I mentioned this on my channel before. There's a vlogger that I actually like, somebody who I was following from when I first started vlogging about TV shows, which was more recently than you. Okay. And they said, I get it. It's a show, it's entertainment. Like, as in, we that get on here are characters, right? So I say to myself, the reason why I liked your channel is because I felt like you're similar to me in a sense of, yeah, we have to put on in a sense, for the people that are watching the channel, but you don't have to be a totally different person than who you are off the camera.
There can be an accentuation of our own persona, our self. I mean, I just get Big Brother for me is one of those things that I get so excited about. I treat it as if it's the fifth major sport in this country. I treat it as if it's right there after basketball, football, soccer.
Chelsie, I'm sorry.
And so I think that I get so invested in it. I cheer for it like a sport. I boo for it like a sport. I boo for the players and cheer for the players like it's a sport.
Yeah, me too.
That's how my approach to my show is my straight up attitude. And I'll maybe throw a few zings if I can, if I think of something. But that's just what I do. But I am a crazy bastard.
That's how I feel. I don't understand how people can watch the show just to get angry at people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching to throw tomatoes at the screen. Like, no, I'm going to comment when people do things that I don't like. Yes. If I think that this guy's an asshole, I'm going to say that's what I feel like he is.
Yeah.
Or this girl or whatever. Like, the things that are happening, I am going to comment on those things. Mm-hmm. But generally, I love watching the show. I love watching the live feed. I love watching all the different social interactions, the good parts, the bad parts, the showmances, the fights. I am just an overall fan. And if I don't like somebody from the show, I don't really care to talk.
No comment, you plead the fifth.
Yeah, I don't really care to talk. I'm not going to make my whole channel about them. Oh, I hate this person. Now look at what they did. Look at what they said to this person now. And now look at the next thing. There's whole channels that are like that. Their whole season is just dedicated to this one person that they hate until
I've-
they get
I
until
know
they get out.
exactly what
Yeah.
you mean. Yeah. There are a couple of folks in the crowd right now that know that I know about those people.
Yeah.
In a very direct way, and they are the scum of the earth sometimes, and they make folks like us really look bad sometimes,
Yeah.
and they get the wrong hits for the wrong reason because they are over the top. They're trying to be Howard Stern of Big Brother, or
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah. They're trying to be a bigger name than the house cat.
Yep. Or they're trying to tear the house guests down for their own personal agenda.
Yeah. That one. That part. That's true.
That's been the case multiple times, and there's not just one person or two people that have done it. There's multiple people that still do hit pieces now.
Yeah.
And Zach Rance is an example of that, where he's just getting attacked directly. That's not even going with online hit pieces that people do.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, I don't understand it. And then another thing is, like, I know you guys have said it's cool that I go to these Big Brother things. When you actually start to meet the people, you start to see the reality of the fact that they're people, you know? Like, when you look at them on TV, I know that you can have a good sense of, I know that this is a real person,
Mhm.
but when you actually see them in these, like, regular settings, you're like, wow, this is just your average person. And
Right.
maybe they made some mistakes. Maybe they didn't always say the perfect things. They were not the most polished.
Right.
But I've met people that I totally didn't even like when I saw them on TV. And they were some of my favorite people that I met when I spoke to them. I'm like, I mentioned this to you before. Amira, they cooked me on this channel when I said that Amira was one of the favorite people that I met, because they were like, oh no, she was terrible and she went after Queen Taylor, and there's nothing that you can say that could ever convince me that she's not the most horrible person in the world. And I'm like, I sat and spoke to her for like an hour, and the conversation was just like, she just said, I came in there, I was trying to do whatever I could do to win. I was not really there to like form bonds with people. I was going with the house.
Okay.
You know, she's like, in terms of when she was going against Taylor, not saying that that makes any of that stuff right from the beginning, but the group was kind of going together like, all right, everybody hates this girl, so I'm just going to jump in with the group because I don't want a target on my back. And nobody kind of factors in those game parts of things that go on in there, because I see it like what happened in high school, you know, like a high school environment. I think to myself of bullying and stuff, like actual bullying, not 2024 bullying, but real bullying that I experienced in school.
Yep.
And I remember like this new girl came to our school from Barbados. She was taller than everybody. She was 2 years older because when coming from the Caribbean, they pushed her back a couple of grades.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, she was the one that everybody was making all these jokes about. And I was just right there with them because I was like, better her than me. So I know that these are adults. I know that adults have a bigger responsibility and all, but you're also putting them in this like hamster cage together.
Yes.
So-
Confined spaces. Yes.
So
No
then,
way to get out. It's a complete shut off from the outside world. You don't have your phone anymore. You can't text. You can't do anything. You can't even get a weather report. I mean, so you have to stick your head literally out the window and see what's going on. And so it's a pressure cooker, pardon the pun, but they do. I mean, it really is. It's a season-long pressure cooker, and they're away from their families. These people get out of sorts. They are at times malnourished because they're on slop, they're have-nots, whatever. They're uncomfortable sometimes. And then you have the middle school and high school mentality of the
Yes.
cliques happened.
And
It's
think,
everything
yeah.
rolled into one.
And think about this. Think about an adult family reunion. I mean, there's the odd family that loves those, you know, like there's the odd family that grows up and stays like real close knit and tight. And it's like, I just can't wait every year, Christmas, Thanksgiving, we all get together and hug and love each other.
Right.
It gets to a point where you all get in that same house and you're like, I love you, but I can't stand you. I don't like your mannerisms. I don't like the way that you mess up the bathroom. I don't like the fact that your socks are on the ground. Now, these are 16 people that don't even know each other,
Right.
that are forced in that kind of proximity with each other.
Yep.
Our beds are right next to each other. I can't. Some of the house guests have described this, like Kirsten last year, who I'm cool with. She's talked about. She's like, I would be getting up. I'd get up in the morning and I'm brushing my teeth, and somebody's over my shoulder, like talking to me about game, and I'm like, I'm just trying to brush my teeth and wash my face. Like, leave me alone. So imagine being put in that environment with all these complete strangers in a really intimate space, an extremely intimate. So somebody does something you don't like. What do? You go to the next room and find somebody else, and you're like, hey, Brian did this and this and this. Screw Brian. I don't like him. You know, like he's just annoying, right? And then you talk to the person that I spoke to speaks to somebody else about the same thing that I talked about. And then they're like, you know what? I didn't like when Brian was doing this and this and this. And then next thing you know, like that's your entertainment because there's nothing else going on.
Right.
But to the outside people, Hannah said this on the podcast that I was watching. She was like, things that don't seem serious to people who are watching feel like 20 times more serious when you're in the house.
Oh yeah, I mean it's got to be a killer because, and we see Angela as a perfect example of paranoia. She is a textbook example of paranoia, and I'm not a doctor, but I see a therapist, and I know that paranoia, and when I see it, that woman has it in spades. But the thing is, I think casting knew that when they grabbed her because she had been on Dr. Phil. They'd seen her on The Price is Right. They had seen her on Let's Make a Deal. Oh wait, 3 CBS shows, and is she under contract with the network?
That's what I'm saying.
She also
everybody been running that theory.
She also has a TikTok.
Does she have a big following?
I'm not for sure, but I do know that there's some of her videos that are going around with her and her daughter. So I know a few of them did, but I think she applied. There's like about 6 people that didn't that applied and got accepted, and then the rest of them are from social media, however they found them.
Yeah, like that's casting nowadays.
I was just about to say that's the new age of casting. Nobody wants to do real people; they just do internet or TikTok stars.
I would just say, just as my own personal observation, I think Mackenzie's been one of the better casts that people that they've actually headhunted, to find, because she went into this not really knowing it much about the game, but she studied it before she came in, and she's been showing the ability to navigate the game pretty well.
Yeah,
she's adapted well, and that was a pretty good. That's an exception to the rule, though. Most of them don't seem to be very good.
That's true, because I didn't realize. So I interviewed Hannah, and I asked Hannah. I was like, so when did you become a super fan? Because she's young, like she's early 20s.
Yeah, 22.
Yeah. So she was like, I became a super fan 3 months before I got on the show. I was like, what do you mean? She was like, I binged all 22 seasons before mine, 3 months before I got casted onto the show.
That
And
counts.
I was like, wow, you are a genius. Okay.
That counts. That counts. Yeah.
Because you would think that you thought that she was like one of those nerd super fans that was like, I've been into this since I was a little kid. I
Right.
know everything. I love this person. I'm a Dr. Will fan, or like, I studied Dan Giesling's game, and I've been wanting to play this game all my life. No, it was like this same year that I got on the show is when I started watching it, and she was the person that they were talking to about past season. And she was like giving them information. Oh yeah, season 16 was like she studied it like it was a test or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and it seems that Mackenzie has had a little bit of that, not quite to the level of Chada, but she's shown some indication by saying, prior to Otev coming up, she goes, I think it might be Otev this week.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Usually a noob to the game
Doesn't know that stuff.
They don't know that stuff. And I think people, I'm just going to put this out there too. A lot of people, I think, underestimate Mackenzie's abilities in the game. She's been a target a lot, but I think
you mean the fans, or do you mean the house guests?
The fans.
Okay, I got it. Because the house guests are not underestimating.
No. The house guests, no.
They are worried about her.
Oh, of course. They should be.
Yeah.
They should be. But the fans underestimate her, I think, just because she hasn't made any moves. But she is somebody. She's a 5-sport athlete.
Yeah.
Come on now. If that does, and she's talked about it openly.
Yes. Yeah.
She's well liked. The whole house loves her.
And not only that, though, she was given a raw deal at the beginning because of the whole match showmance. And so nobody would give her information. So
they pinned that on her.
Yeah. So the things that she was saying, it was just by assuming because nobody gave her information.
Yeah.
She was even saying today in the feeds that she was even talking today about how she's still not over the whole idea that people were even talking about them jokingly getting married.
And here's the thing about what you just said, Tasha. Now that we see that she has current information because of the fact that she's connected herself with Cam and Chelsie, we've seen that she has really good reads on everything.
Exactly.
She just never really had that opportunity because, like you said, people didn't trust her from the beginning just because of being like, oh, she's in a showman.
Right.
We're not going to give her any of the information, and we're not going to include her in anything. She'd have a good argument if she ended up sitting in one of those final two chairs. Honestly,
I agree
wholeheartedly. Absolutely.
Yeah, because they were targeting her for weeks.
Yeah.
Right. And they've been had opportune times to get her out, but that's on them.
And I would definitely play up beating Tucker. I would definitely have that as a huge talking point. Whether he tried or not, I wouldn't care. I would be like, I beat Tucker in an AI comp to get myself off the block, and he was the biggest threat in the house.
Or she had a hand in his exit or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, you would make a much better argument than me in a final two chair, Tasha. Because I would be good at surviving week to week with whatever I had to say. But once I got to the end and I had to explain myself, I'd be like,
Just guys, I not to change the subject, but it just comes to mind. I'm thinking about the final two chairs. I'm thinking back when, Mark, when you mentioned Taylor.
Yeah.
When she won 24, I was amazed at how her final speech to the jury.
That's one.
That I've said it on my channel before, and I'll say it now. That was the Bill Pullman speech from Independence Day.
Yeah.
For the Big Brother equivalent, if you've seen that movie, you listen to that.
I have.
Come on, that was
Imagine going after that speech. Like, I was just
Right.
Almost like Martin Luther King kind of like speeches we're talking about.
there we
See,
go.
it
Yeah,
was
all
one of
right.
the-
I'll give you
I was
that.
just looking at Monty
one
like,
of the
boy, you done.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
It's
he was
over.
fun.
it was
It doesn't
one of
matter
the
what you say at this point. He was like, I've won more comps than her, and
See,
I had
that's high school speeches right there.
a hand in taking out Michael, and that's it. I mean,
no,
that's
it
what it
was
felt like.
her speech was great, and I haven't watched because I don't watch Big Brother. Like I only seen like maybe 3 seasons of regular Big Brother, a couple of seasons of Celebrity, and 1 season of BB Can. And she, by far, it was such a great speech. I was very
Fine.
in awe and inspired and motivated, all those things. I did love also Kevin Jacobs. He wasn't as powerful as Taylor, but the way he navigated his speech, he let everybody know what their role was into him for him to get to where he was, and I thought it was brilliant. He's one of the better players as well, and to me, one of the best. To me, he was a mastermind. Like this guy didn't even win any comps, and he ended up winning the whole thing. So I don't know.
I felt that way about Derek. But Derek, I was like mesmerized by this guy's game. I really was.
Derek, you mean Derek and Cody? Derek?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Derek Levasseur. Yeah.
Hmm.
He was a mastermind.
He didn't win anything either.
No.
Oh, he didn't.
He didn't sit on the block once, I don't think.
It was Cody that won.
And
everything,
Cody
right?
selected him after winning the final HOH instead of the layup that he had
Okay.
next to him that would have guaranteed him that money.
But hey, that
Gotta
was a
ride with
true
my
bro
boy.
move.
I gotta ride with my bro.
Yep. That was a true friend. That was a true friend move.
It was. I mean, and they're still friends to this day. So
exactly, and that just shows what this game can do to people. It can really bring out the best or the worst.
And the worst, yeah.
And it was great though to see that, and it paid off later for him, right?
Yeah.
So that was.
And he wouldn't make that same mistake twice. So he cut Nicole when he had that shot in 22. Like, I'm not taking you next to me.
Wait a minute. Was that Frenzel?
Yeah.
Oh, is that why she mad at him?
Yes.
In Reindeer Games.
They just made up because of Reindeer Games.
Oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah,
because if you had ever watched any of Cody's what is it called? Winner's Circle that he does with Derek. They have a thing on their channel. They both said, I will never talk to her ever again in life. They were very public about their disdain for her as a person.
Oh wow.
So Cody has made up with her. I don't know if Derek has, but Reindeer Games brought them back together.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if we'll have Reindeer Games again. I'd like to see it.
I hope so. I love Reindeer.
It was really good.
That could maybe give us an indication if they're dedicated to the brand anymore.
True. But what I said about Reindeer Games is I didn't like having 3 people from one season on there. I wanted like that part because of the fact that it's so fast and it's like the choices that you make are not based on sitting in a house with somebody for X amount of days. Now, if you already have previous relationships, like a Cameron sitting in there, it's like obviously he's going to be the first to go because they don't know him. They're just meeting him in the house, basically. Or even if they've interacted with him, they don't have any kind of history with him, so he's going to go. Taylor and Xavier, like they live in the same state. They've hung out plenty of times and they're good friends.
Right.
And and Josh is friends with Taylor. And then Danielle and what's her name? I can't remember her name. Brittany, Danielle and Brittany. You know, so they already had kind of pre-made alliances, and then Cody and Frankie and Nicole. So it's just like the people were already kind of pre-working together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I would just like them to pick, you know, different seasons. That's my only thing. But other than that, I loved it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to
go ahead, please.
Go ahead and run. It was a blast. Thank you for having me on the panel. And next
Thanks for
time,
joining, Tasha. It's been a great panel. It kept me up because this was going to be 30 minutes to an hour.
yeah.
I'm
All right,
getting
nice
into
meeting you,
Brian's
Brian.
territory.
I hear. Nice meeting you, Brian.
Thank you very much, Tasha, and good to meet you, and Edward as well. Thank you for.
Oh, thank you.
Top three for me.
Great honor to be here. So it really to include me in this, it was really great honor. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Bye, Edward.
Bye. That's hilarious, Kyla. Or Baby Angela. That's because I literally compare those two. The crying and the faces. I see it. What were you saying about reindeer games, though, Brian?
Oh, I was just going to say, if they do bring it back this year, I would like to see it with a little bit larger cast, a little bit longer, because I think that the limit that they gave us was only a few weeks, and it was really them just being in the house for, I think, a total of 3 or 4 days in real time.
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
And so with 6 people, it was just kind of like, it's too quick. It's over already, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I think if they did something that was more 4 or 5 weeks and 3 episodes per week, November sweeps, I think it would do well. And so, I would just like to see
make it like a celebrity Big Brother type of thing.
Exactly right, but with former house guests maybe, or an all-star thing like they did last year, or with last year's cast. But I really think it would be sad if we didn't get a season next year, because people probably don't realize it. Some do, but next year is truly the 25th anniversary of the American season, the American Big Brother.
Wow, I didn't think of that. I know.
25th year. Yeah. That's true.
So it would be the true 25th anniversary. Julie Chen, 29 years old when she started hosting.
I've been feeling like, I have been saying that I've been feeling like it's been trending towards going. Yeah. And when they made the announcement about there's no replays on the feeds anymore, I'm like, all right, this seems like the next step.
They did it in Canada before they canceled that.
Yes. And I said Canada, I was like, Canada's gonna get canceled. I'm like, this cannot last more than a season or two. Yeah. So when they made the announcement that Canada was canceled, I was not surprised. And I also know that US was probably watching them and hoping they succeed with this digital daily thing that they were doing. Because they're like, oh, this would be a perfect way to protect ourselves, because then we can only put out chopped out footage that we want to put out. They can't even watch it live. But I'm like, that's the thing that makes people love Big Brother. Right. Because, Brian, I'm a newer Big Brother fan. My mother has watched Big Brother from season 1, right? Mm-hmm. And I used to see her watching it, and I'm like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Why do people like this show? And then when I started catching the live feeds, at first I was like, this feels a little weird. It felt like, watching a security camera or something. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is weird, just watching people walk around the house. We're seeing people in the shower having conversations with people, and then we're seeing them walk around in their towel. We're seeing them with apply their makeup and comb their hair or do whatever, and I'm like, this is strange. But then the more that I watched, I'm like, I can't get my eyes off of these feet. Like, what's going on camera 1, camera 3? Oh, I got to switch to camera 4. And then all of a sudden, like, I'm so into this. Mm-hmm. So the more they cut that out, is the less interest that I'm having.
Right. Honestly. There are the only instance where I think that they really need to cut the feeds are if there's a medical issue and if there's some form of other emergency in the house. Aside from that, I can understand them not wanting to show us live comps. That was nice with OTT when that was around, but we got live comps on the feeds. That was beautiful.
Oh yeah, when was that? Like when was the last time they did that?
OTT was a 1-season thing. It was, I think, after 17, between 16 and 17 or 17 and 18. It was right after that 1 season, and then they did OTT. And good cast, live veto comps, live HOHs. And
I would love that.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, was that the cast every week were going to the diary room in successive order to do like their own 20 to 30 minute Q&A session with the crowd. The crowd were submitting questions to them, and they were answering them in the diary room to the fans live.
Interesting.
It was a very awesome thing. By the way, one of the cast members, just a trivia thing for you guys to know, guy in OTT, where maybe it wasn't OTT or it was 17. He was the guy who was dating one of the Nolan twins.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The tall guy, Austin. Yeah.
He is currently in AEW wrestling.
Oh, I could see him being a wrestler.
Oh, he's been a pro wrestler. Well, he even said back then when he was on the season that he was a pro wrestler.
Okay.
And he's actually been a champion over there.
Nice.
So he's still active. I actually picked up a trading card of his the other day, which I was like, that's odd. Okay. Didn't think of him like having a trading card of this guy from Big Brother, but it's there.
Wrestlers seem to have they don't have a expiration date unless they die. Because I remember I used to be a huge wrestling fan, right? And then over the years, I'll turn something on and I'm like, The Undertaker? Like the other day when they're like the Undertaker's retiring, I'm like, I had his action figure in like early 90s. What do you mean retiring? he was still wrestling.
He was involved in this year's WrestleMania.
Oh wow!
For just a hot minute, he and The Rock were involved in the match.
Wow!
So, it was fun to see him. And Sting just retired at 64 years old.
Wow! These guys stay around for a long time.
Yes, they do. And the beatings they take, I don't know how they do it. Even the ladies too.
Yeah.
They're taking the hits just as well as the men are. Love to see a female wrestler in the Big Brother house. Ronda Rousey. Well, we didn't like. Was she in
Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, was she in? No, she wasn't in one of our celebrities. But
she had a quick rise and fall.
It was one
Maria.
of the Ava Marie.
Oh, that's I think you should say Anne Marie or Maria something.
Yeah, Ava Marie, I think her name was. She was in the WWE and was in Celebrity Big Brother. Our US version. Second one, I think. Yeah.
I had so much. I had to watch so much. See, I was the younger brother, so guess what I had to watch? Let me see. Dawson's Creek. Like Beverly Hills 90210. Like it was. I didn't have control of the remote because I was the younger brother. Like I don't know. I wish I was the older brother that could force my younger sister to watch what I want to watch, but I was not. I only got that when she was not around.
Also, they literally made you watch like those old school like soapy teen dramas back when you were little, Mark.
Except it wasn't old school for when at that time. It was the current flavor.
Well, yeah, that's why I meant to say current when you were young, but now we call it old school. But I get what you're saying.
But I actually, because it was what I was watching, I actually liked those shows eventually. At first, I was like, "Oh, this is stupid," and then I would pretend I don't like it, but then I actually did. But Dawson's Creek I referenced that on your channel the other day, Ryan, because it was so funny to me looking back at it, the way that they spoke as alleged high school kids.
Right, it's too sophisticated, man. They were speaking like they were 28 years old. You know, they've been through the shit before, and they're way too sophisticated.
Yeah. And I love those shows that casted well, it was most shows really that the high school kids were like 25 in real life.
Yeah,
Like,
I was just saying, I forgot what was the name of the woman. She was in like the first 3-4 seasons of Beverly Hills 90210. They cast the woman like she was like a young like high school teen, like you just said, but she really looked like she was in her 30s, especially in her like last few seasons.
Yeah, the one with the glasses, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she had a Greek last name. The actress, I forget who she was, but she was on the whole run of that show. And yeah, I always thought, why is this 30-year-old chick in high school? You know, I'm watching this shit back in the 90s, and I'm thinking, what the hell is this? I mean, the other ones I knew were questionable anyway at best, but it's like this one, I'm like, wait, she looks like she's the teacher's aide.
Those shows were the reason for a lot of people's low self-esteem, because they're looking, especially women, because like you're looking at these fully developed women with these crazy bodies, and they're supposedly 14. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
It's Tiffany Thiessen.
Jenny Garth, hello.
Yeah. And you're like, wait a minute, my high school classmates and schoolmates don't look like this.
No, they didn't. Not in my time either. Nope. Nope, not in my high school. Nope, they didn't either.
For me, I was looking at AC Slater. I'm like, yo, how do you get that ripped and strong?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I can understand that people trying to be the pretty boy, you know, like Zach.
Yes, you know, I can see that. Yeah.
But because there were some people that were posers like that, you know, but AC Slater, geez. And he looks the same now as he did.
He does. The funny thing, in real life, in a real high school setting, I think the ladies would gravitate towards him a lot more than Zach, honestly. Like, Zach doesn't. Have you ever seen that short on Amazon called Zach Morris's Trash? It's like this. It's like this thing that cuts the episodes down in like 3 minutes and has this funny narration. I think you'd like it. It's hilarious.
I would probably appreciate that. I grew up watching Saved by the Bell, so I definitely.
It was a whole series about how Zach was just like a terrible person and a terrible friend. And when it's summarized into these little 3-minute episodes, I'm like, he really was. The guy was really self-centered and self-serving, and you know, like he was a bad person.
And I got that show so much because while I was in high school, that show was first starting out. So they were in middle school when I was in high school.
They're saying you have a type with the blondes. Do you have a weakness for the blondes?
I wouldn't say specifically blondes. No, but blonde. Well, yeah, maybe blondes, but redheads too. But I'm not partial. I mean, I look at the whole package. I look at the person inside and out. So
yeah,
I'm fine with it's the person.
Oh, I missed this comment. The person you were referring to is Misha Tate. She was in the UFC, and Ronda Rousey beat her twice in the UFC.
Thank you. Yes, Misha. That's right. Yeah, she did kick her ass. She kicked her ass real good.
You're not wrong. See, your people are saying that she's not wrong.
About what?
Oh, about your type.
Oh, I did say Jenny Garth. Yeah. Yeah, all right. I'll admit she was. Yeah, she was one of my celeb crushes at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely like Tiffany Thiessen. I thought. Let me see. Topanga.
Tori Spelling.
Topanga. Yeah, Topanga.
Mm-hmm. Topanga. It was fun. It was interesting that Topanga wasn't supposed to be a regular on the show, and then she just became so popular that she got an actual role.
Yeah.
You know what? They have this tour that they did, and I went there last year. I think last year in Orlando. I mean, the tour is not in Orlando, but they stopped in Orlando, and it's called the Pod Meets World Tour. Her and the guy who played Sean, what's his name? Ryder Strong, and then the one who played Eric. They have this podcast that they do together, and now
I know what you're talking about.
Now they tour around the world, and I didn't know what the show was gonna be like, but I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a cool throwback. It's really cool, the show that they do. Like one segment of the show, they had one of Corey's outfits. You remember he used to wear those plaid shirts and the Phillies hat. So they said, "Oh, who's the biggest fan in the audience? We need somebody to play Corey." So they brought somebody from the audience. So they first made them recite some kind of lines, like, "Tell me the line from whatever, whatever." I'm not that big of a fan to be able to memorize a line from a scene that they just randomly referenced, but people were able to do that. There were some extreme super fans in that audience.
Wow.
So they brought him up on stage and had him act out a scene with Topanga.
Wow.
And then gave him like all this merch for doing it. It was really interesting.
That must be so surreal to do that.
And then they gave some behind the scenes about what it was like growing up on stage, and then about what it was like with the casting and the producers, and what it was like kissing somebody for the first time. Like Topanga was talking about her first kiss was with Corey on the camera.
Oh, Ben Savage. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, Ben Savage, like she had never kissed anyone, and neither had he, and that was their first kiss on camera, and how weird it was.
I did catch that little clip once. Yeah, I caught that little clip once at some point.
Yeah.
About that, her description of that. Yeah.
You know what show I love too? The Wonder Years. That was one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, I did watch that a little bit. I didn't watch the whole run of it, but yeah, that was a good show. Yeah, a nice throwback show.
No, we're all the way off topic.
Yeah, I know, right? It's so funny. It's easy to do, and I may have been the person that did that, so I apologize if that's the case.
No, that's okay. I always do that on my channel, to be honest with you. Everyone knows that from my channel. I'll start off on Big Brother, and if I go more than an hour, I'm probably going to be talking about my history, my life, the places that I've lived, the TV shows that I liked, everything.
Mark, you drinking some Poland Spring water there? Is that what you got?
Yeah, what's about that? What about it? You don't like Poland Spring?
No, that's the best shit ever. That's the best shit ever. Respect. That I come from Massachusetts, so I drink that. I used to drink that shit all the time. I was there a couple of weeks ago on vacation. I drove back with 4 cases of 24 packs in my car.
Wait, you don't have that where you're at?
Nope. Wisconsin, no way. You can't get that shit past Pennsylvania generally. You have to order it, have it shipped to you.
I did not even know that was. I didn't know that was like a East Coast thing.
No, it's just like that with where are you at? You're around Boston?
New York.
New York. Okay. You ever heard of Moxie?
Moxie.
A drink called Moxie?
Oh yeah, I know Moxie. Yeah, I do know Moxie. Yep.
Yeah, you can't get that shit outside of New England or New York.
I didn't know that.
Same thing there. It's a regional brand. Yeah, it was gobbled up by Coca-Cola years ago.
Thank you, Palaver girl. That's nice of you.
Thanks, Palaver. She is awesome. She's great.
Hey, Mark, I'm gonna have to. Oh, I'm sorry, Bree. I'm Europe.
No, go ahead. I was finished. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, hey, I have to go. I have to get ready for work. It's already like 12 a.m. in my area, so I gotta get ready.
I'm gonna be sleepwalking at work at this point. That's okay.
Y'all have a good night. It's been fun,
right,
and I'll be in Ma's podcast tomorrow.
Okay, thanks so much for joining us.
Right. You guys have a good night, and pleasure to meet you, Bree, for the first time in the Mark chat.
Thank you so much. Yeah, been an honor. Thank you. Same here.
Yeah. All right, Brian. I think I'm probably gonna jump off as well.
All right, man.
But
Well, thank you so much
I
again.
really have appreciated having you on here. It's been real fun. I actually stayed on there an extra couple of hours from when I said I was going to go because I was lost in the conversation. But I'll be on your channel. You know, anytime I see you on live, I try to jump on and support.
That's awesome, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it when you do come by, and it means a lot. Yeah, I'm just all about, you know, wanting to, you know, when I see somebody that's out there in the Big Brother universe, and there are not many of them, and I get a good feel for somebody, and I saw your content, and I'm like, I like this dude. He's cool, and that's why I had no problem telling folks, hey, go see him. He's awesome. So I really appreciate it. It's an honor to be here. So thank you.
Appreciate that. And
All right,
good
man.
night, everybody.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
What'd you say?
I just said good night to everybody. Yep.
Oh, and
Appreciate it.
on a serious note, I have one more thing to say.
Mm.
Operation BLT. Operation BLT.
Yep.
Hashtag Brian wants to have this date with Leah, with the lovely Leah from Big Brother, right? So he wants the word out there. She says that she likes the love handles. She said that she does not discriminate about age. She cooks, she cleans, you know,
She
she has a
doesn't need to. She doesn't need to for me. She doesn't need to.
Yeah, one time in the chat before we go, Bree and Leah, just hashtag that. Put it out in the universe, and maybe next year, Bree and Leah will be on this channel together, talking about how they got their start.
Wouldn't
In
that
part,
be?
I would of course take 100% of the credit, even though you're the one who's been putting the hashtag out.
Yeah.
This one live, I would say that it's at least in parts because of me.
Absolutely, dude. If that happened, man, if that can manifest, dude, that would be, oh my God. That would be amazing. And I would give you all the credit, shit, because even if you do get the opportunity to speak to her, or when you get this opportunity to speak to her,
I might.
and you could put the word in for me, show her the video, show that to her, man. Oh God.
In all seriousness, make me a video
Yeah.
when next season's premiere party rolls around, and I'll show it to her.
Okay.
I'll definitely show it to her.
All right, man. I'll for sure. For sure.
Okay. All right, y'all. Have a
Take
good night,
care,
everybody.
everybody.
All right.
We'll see ya.